Hello, hello, my green skins. Welcome to the madhouse, bitches. Monday Madness is on the rise, and we're out to get our game on. We're out to talk about stuff. We're out to have some reviews. We're out to talk about Scooby Doo today. Whee! And I'm out to turn down my sound on my thing because we'll be talking about some Scooby Doo. We'll be having a laugh about the Scooby Doo. Where are you? And that's going to be the fun for today. Today it looks like it's just me and Bob the Marauder. Hello, Bob the Marauder. Hey, you guys. So you ready for today, Bob?
I believe I am. Hopefully,
Yep. Cool.
this will either
All
go
right.
well or go horrible.
Yes, it could. We'll see how it goes.
Either way, let's have fun with it.
Damn straight. And Bob gets to watch me play some more Breath of Fire.
Anything but bad games. Oh no.
That's a great game. Don't be a dick. So we're also going to look at a fun thing we have here for the fun for the channel. If I can find it. Aha! 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 Nope, wrong one. Aha! Aha! Nope, wrong one. Damn it! Aha! 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 There we go. We found it. So we are going to be looking at we're going to be looking at I Need an Adult the anime, but we'll do that later. Right now, we're going to look at a game that caught both me and Bob's eye. I'm interested to see what Bob thinks of this. This is Iron Wing Valiant Record of Astraea. That's a Japanese video game right there. Let's have a look at a World War I/World War II mech pilot game.
Tell me when.
Hit play.
Like,
Yeah.
it's so bizarre seeing the disparity between technology. It's like you got these old brick and mortar houses, and then these fucking things.
You know what it reminds me of? There's a video game called Steambot Chronicles that's absolutely a stunningly stupid game, but it is so much fun. It's one of the most weirdest mech games out there. Now that I have a working controller, I might actually consider propping that fucker back up. Like I said, look at these guys. Like this is so Valiant Chronicle,
Valkyria Chronicles.
Valkyria Chronicles. That's what it reminds me of. This reminds me of that so much.
Oh yeah, especially with the artwork of the different characters. But it's just the sheer difference of the weaponry compared to the backdrop is it throws me off so much. Oh look.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at that paperwork and I was like, oh yep, I know what that is.
Yep. This game looks so cool, man. Like, fuck, I'm okay. I'm gonna be. Can I be honest?
I want to know what the energy source is. What is their explanation for these things?
I am going to be very fascinated to see how this game plays. And my biggest concern is, I wonder if my computer can play this fucker. Because if I can play this fucker, I'm going for it. This looks absolutely silly. And again, you turn into you turn into like World War I/World War II planes, and you fly around and shit. And I'm like,
I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, it does. Like I've seen other things for it.
Okay. Going off of what I've just seen is just it. Oh, this looks cracked. This looks absolutely cracked.
I know. And the question is, Bob, do you want to play it? I want to play that.
I kind of want to play it, especially if we could play on the same team. But if it's like Valkyria Chronicles, I imagine it's a solo only experience, which isn't bad.
No, you can play that multiplayer. There was multiplayer versions of that. it's plays very similar to other versions of tactical games like that.
Are you talking about Valkyria Chronicles or this game that's yet to come out?
No, Valkyrie Chronicles, legit. I'm not lying.
Don't know that one, but okay,
There's
fair.
apparently, I remember there's I remember, I think it's a PS, I think it's one of the PSP versions. Apparently has a multiplayer option.
You know, that's the part that's still throwing me off. Is like Valkyria Chronicles. Okay, technology was believable because it's like, yeah, ye old tanks and like the trucks. And the trucks look like they came out in the 40s, and then we got this shit, and I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, but then you get the fucking Valkyries that are fucking broken, like stupid characters from which I don't think you get one in the in number 4. I think it's the one where you don't get one. It's like, I really don't like the fact you don't get one because I kind of want one.
Like, I don't know what you're going on about.
I've played up to 4, and that was the one that I remember. If I remember correctly, that's the one with the battle skirt, and I'm like, where the one commander is wearing a short skirt and she has like just black panties, and I'm like, why is she
going on a tangent again?
Well, no, from a combat.
Someone get his meds and his prune juice. He's going on another tangent.
Yeah, but my question's always going to be, why would you wear that?
Why wouldn't you wear that, Chief?
Well, like in combat scenarios, I don't see people wearing skirts in combat scenarios that often.
Fuck, the Romans did it. And don't let the Scots hear me say this, but yeah, the kilt. People use kilts in combat.
Yeah, but those protected the boys, and they had enough room clearance that you didn't get a nice shot of the ass every time.
Unless you were mooning the Brits.
Well, unless you're a pick. Because picks round out, their dicks hanging out. They paint their dicks blue, apparently.
Oh yeah, the Celts.
Yeah. The legends are they would dip. This is total bullshit to my knowledge. But there are stories of them actually like painting their nether regions to look like serpents and shit. I'm like, that can't be. That can't be.
If I was that stir fry crazy, I'd do the same thing. Hey, it's their fault for looking. Am I right?
I mean, if you paint your nether regions to look like a serpent, you got some weird ideas, my friend. You got some weird ideas.
No, you got stranger ideas for looking at it. All right, that's your fault. That's on you.
I think it's fucking funny, but it's weird.
I am secure showing off my beautiful body. That's a Zangief line. But yeah, still. It's like, if you're gonna look, you're gonna look. It's on you. That ain't on me.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I fight.
Yep. Alright, so we have a fun of that. Other than that, this game is pretty solid all around, it looks like. And I'm hearing the pre-alpha. I'm hearing people talk about the alpha because it has a pre-alpha out right now. I'm hearing some good news. I'm hearing it looks beautiful. I hear the game looks solid, and I hear we're getting some
Valkyria Core Chronicles.
Yeah,
either that or Armored Valkyria Core.
Yeah, we're getting something. Let's just put it that way.
We're getting Armored Core where the backdrop looks like it was like the 1920s or the 1930s. Legit, that is the backdrop, and it's like, oh my god. Once again, some games, some shows, and other media are really good at explaining why things are the way they are. I want to know what is powering those machines. That is a lot of power. That is an obscene amount of power to be moving around. Just a side dash. That's a lot of thrust to do a side dash.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. That's something I was asking.
This is where my brain goes. Is like the weight of the machine, the power required to function it. It's like walking is already hard enough. we've yet to make a walking tank. All right. That's a lot of number generation you got to do. All right. A lot of people take that for granted with the human brain. Our brain makes so many calculations without thinking about it for us to walk. Now imagine trying to program that. And now imagine slapping 2 tons of shit on it and making the thing, I don't know, maybe about 3 stories tall if we're going to ballpark it. Oh, man. And now it's jetting around like a fucking spitting dervish.
Mm-hmm.
The square cube law. The square cube law is real. That is the reason we have not achieved certain things in science, is the square cube law with math and geometry.
Yep. I got you.
All right, go ahead, take it away, Chief, before I go on another tangent.
No, I get where you're coming from, and I kind of agree with everything you just said.
Watch it be like, oh, it's the Valkyrie particle, fucking Minovsky particles.
I don't know what they're gonna call it, and to me, I think it's great. I think it's a great idea. If you're gonna go fucking balls,
it's nut to butts.
yeah, go balls. We like it, but
I will take that and those beautifully drawn characters over any of the AAA slop where they uglify the women.
Yeah, exactly.
Trust me. It's like when you look at the actor that was originally supposed to be for that Fable game, that most recent Fable game.
Yeah.
The lady herself, a portrait of her, she's gorgeous. And then you look at the video game version, it's like, why did they do that to her? Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'd be insulted if I was the actress.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I agree. I completely and utterly agree with you.
Remember, 2D women are better than 3D women.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we have, like I said, I think it's kind of a neat idea. We'll see how it goes. Don't mind me. You guys are probably hearing a lot of boop, 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 boop. I'm trying to fix this fucking controller. It's completely disconnected.
Oh my goodness, more tech issues.
I got some of it fixed. I guess I have no choice. I've been trying to save up money this month because I want to put some money aside for a new bed, and I'm like, I'm probably not getting a new bed this month. I may need to buy replacements to stuff.
At this point, it's just going to be a mattress on the floor with a blanket.
No, I got an amazing bed frame. I got a bed frame that can hold up to 1,000 pounds on it. So it's like, yeah, I'm fine. For at least.
So it can only do half the load.
Sort of. So let's get to Witch Hat Alterer, aka Alterer of the Witch Hat, or Pointy Hat, or Alterer of the Pointy Hat in the Japanese version. Or as I like to call it, I need an adult, the anime. I need an adult. So, last we left off.
You want to see some magic? Oh my.
Dude, how
legit, you throw that in the modern era, like her backstory when she was a little girl went to the fair. If that was the modern era, that would just be like some homeless guy giving her a crack pipe. Hey kid, you want to see some magic?
Hey, that's some amazing magic, Bob. I don't know about you, Bob, but I love magic like that's the best magic in the world.
I do not condone anything that this man has said. Do not give little girls crack pipes. No, do not do that.
Do not give children crack pipes. Give them the sugar ones.
Yeah, don't be like the Biden administration where they were giving out free crack pipes.
Oh,
that was a thing.
Don't get me started on administrations doing stupid shit. I got a couple. Okay, so we have ourselves the fun that is Witch Hat Alterer, and I call Altair of the Witch Hat. I hate this name, by the way, because I want
Hey,
to
at
say,
least it's not like whenever we had those animes back in the 2017, 2018 era around there where it was like an entire sentence.
is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? You mean, or
Yeah, and then there was like, "Don't you love my mother's twin sword attack?"
yeah. Flying ninja, bat, rabbit, samurai, kicking everyone's ass. Something stupid like that. I get what you're saying.
Legit, it was like at this point, it's just gonna be a paragraph for the title. My goodness.
They still do that. There's one. I remember there's one. It's like, what was it? Is the hero is weaker than the assassin, and the assassin's actually the hero or something like that. I'm like, what? No.
Can you not? Could you not?
I'm tempted to look up my Crunchyroll to actually remember because there was one I saw and it's like the name was absolutely absurd. It was like a fucking full on sentence.
Legit. Man, if that habit continued on to its extent, not only
Yeah,
would it be a paragraph, it'd be the entire first chapter for a title.
it
Like the
would. It
entire
was
first
freaking
chapter of a
hysterical.
Harry Potter novel.
Yeah. So we got. Well, I keep wanting to say Alter Iris. That just pops into my head every time. So our main character Coco got sick in the previous episode, and I guess we have to talk about four. We have to talk about two episodes, don't we? Because you didn't want me to
Yeah.
spoil the other.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
break it.
Can we talk about that boogie board real quick?
You know what? I knew those existed. The second I saw those, I was like, oh, those fucking exist.
Yeah, I was like, it's so cool. It's just a oval shaped plank that you could probably comfortably fit humans, two human full grown adults, and you push it with a stick. And I'm like, oh my god, it's a witch's boogie board.
Honestly, that actually is smart. Like I
It's
thought about that
cool.
when I saw that.
It's so cool.
That is really, 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 really smart, and I do like that.
How about I say is like everybody's talking about hoverboards in the future. And I was like, no, dude, the boogie board. Let's do the boogie board.
That was clever. That was a clever idea. They had a lot of great like this series has a lot of great ideas. Did I just lose the connection? No, we're good. Are we good? Okay, we're good.
No, we're good.
Okay, I'm watching a live stream to make sure because everything just went
Yeah. So,
fun for
uh,
okay.
Coco is haunted by nightmares and it keeps her up. So, in order to pass the time, she's been practicing her spells and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And
I
Keyfree, the Master Keyfree, is trying to, I guess, sleuth around and find details about the Brind caps by, his own experimentation, and it backfires horribly.
Yeah, well, okay. Can I be honest? When watching this, I thought like the dreams. I'm telling you this right now. Like they say, dream magic's forbidden. The second I heard dream magic forbidden, there is no way she hasn't been like they've done stuff to her.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're getting that vibe from this series, which is sad because
I would not be surprised if they somehow carved, I don't know, a rune or something onto her scalp as like a tracking beacon at least.
they had one night they could have legitimately done something to her because they were in that maze for that one night.
Yeah.
So that legit could have been what happened to the poor girl. And like he had time to get a hold of her. So I'm like, I think he did something to her. And they don't know about it yet. Because there's just that vibe, which again, I need an adult. So she gets really sick, and then after finally fixing the shoes. By the way, she has an ability to make magic a little more powerful than the average bear. When she did that, she finally gives the shoes to the one girl that everyone's been like she's been kind of a bitch to her, to kind of thank her for her shit.
Yeah. And normally that would be a sweet moment, but well, what's her name is very sour.
I like it because it's just legitimately Coco is such a sweet kid. She's such a sweet kid that this character is super sweet. that the girl's like, fuck, I treated her like shit, and she still returned the favor just to return the favor.
I don't understand. Why are you nice to me? It's like, why would I
Yeah.
be mean to you? And it's just that level of purity. It's like, why would I be mean to you?
Yep. Exactly.
That is something that just melts my soul. And I'm like, she must be protected at all costs. I will hire a fucking security force to execute any Brimcat within a 50-mile radius on site.
I love the character. Like it's very fairy tale, this character. Anyway, so she ends up passing out because of this. She ends up having a bad time. Her mind is, just kind of just passes right out. So they go to save her. Which, why there isn't a dimension door to that location in particular?
You talking to like the main town?
Yeah. Why they don't have a dimension door to that town? Like the witches have a special dimension door.
Oh yeah, I remember him doing that. Maybe it's because they may have one for the tower.
Yeah, maybe the Mudbloods don't like that or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
I was thinking they may have one for the tower, but not for the main town. Because I've noticed something about the main town surrounding it is they keep magic well away from that, just in case, curious minds start stumbling along things like Coco did.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. And then so they're basically them just basically dealing with talking about how magic works for each one of them, each one of the girls, and then him having his unfortunate incident with the magic lightning. I do like that. That was an interesting manipulation. Like they were doing some real fucking evil things with that little fucking vial of magic.
Oh yeah, and so much so that it was a portal. Yeah, that shit became a fucking portal, and the guys are, oh, somebody's fucking with it. Security system activate. Water, lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of putting the bug zapper in the local fish pond. Just.
He got smoked by this. Now it makes me wonder what the witch hats like. How the witch hats use their magic now really makes me wonder, because it seems like there's rules to their magic, and it seems like the broom hats or whatever they're called, they don't seem to have the same restrictions.
Oh no, they don't have to. They don't have to give a fuck. It's like having the equivalent of like, okay, people, you must follow the laws of the land. No, you can't have X, Y, and Z. Criminals don't give a fuck about that. Criminals will do whatever the hell they damn well please. Fuck the law.
It makes me wonder if, like, there's what people have been doing lately. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but they're frost branding themselves. Have you ever heard of
that? I think I've heard something similar where it's like a alternate to branding. Like instead of getting a branding iron, you use cold to do it.
Yeah, and apparently it means like it doesn't leave the same burn mark. It leaves it more of a solid white impression on your skin. It really fucks with darker. Like the more darker your melanin is, it apparently the whiter it is when you do the branding. I don't know how much legit that is. I've only heard a few bits and pieces. I haven't done lots of research on this bad boy, but it's pretty fucking interesting. So
I think the way the Brimcaps are working is the only reason they don't go like, full on flop it out on the table is because they don't have the numbers to do that. So I think they have to do everything through subterfuge.
Yeah, but like drag it, but why? Sorry, my Porky Pig came on. Why do they want this little blonde girl that doesn't have much to do with anything? Like that always made me fascinating.
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
So you know the philosophy of the slippery slope, yeah? Where there's one, there'll be two, and then there'll be many. She is effectively a free gateway. Ever since the beginning, when she was a child, he effectively gave her the entire ingredients that broke the witch's code. That well-kept secret. So she can do it, and we keep pushing her, and if she somehow makes it all the way to the top, that could topple the society, but it seems like they have more in store. Because we'll get to that. But that
Yeah,
was my original
yeah.
philosophy is I think they're trying to do a slippery slope of, oh, anybody can do it. So let's break the secret because we can't fight the witches directly. Let's just destroy the biggest secret that they've kept.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing about this is it's interesting because again, after the I need an adult moment of our evil witch guy, he there's a moment where he's like he has a moment where he runs into the kid with the silver. We're getting into the second episode, and they've
Yeah.
run into each other, and now they want to talk to each other. There's a moment for a split second there, what? And kind of this moment of like, eh. Now here's the funny thing. Now that the girl's been put in sleep and she's sleeping and she's resting, we get his story and how he sees the world of All Silver. This was so well done.
Yes. And I was
Oh
like, oh my god, I know most shows wouldn't have the balls to do this. And it's like, oh my god, this is so good to describe, color blindness.
yeah, it describes
For
colorblindness in
anybody
ways.
for anybody who's looking for brownie points, here's your brownie points, okay? But this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
done so well that I didn't even think about brownie points.
This was so well done. I was so impressed. Like at first I was like, okay, they're gonna fuck because I am noticing the whole Americanism stuff that they do nowadays, where they really do take disabilities and turn them into stupidity things, like the whole autistic thing that was.
You can't do anything about it. You will always be at the bottom, so pretend like you're at the bottom. That's what they want you to think. All right? They want you to have that
That
mentality.
or that or you are special. You are so special. You're the
It
next.
really is like two opposites. Either you're a complete victim or you're truly unique. It's like pick a fucking struggle. What do you want us to think we are?
Like my favorite, and you see this, and it's like when they force it on race stuff too, and it's like, don't do that, don't fucking do that. But like when I see this was done so well. This should win an award for the goddamn, if for the blind and shit. Like this should win an award. This idea, the
The
silver
level
light.
of care put into it.
Yes, the care, watching his arc, watching him think, watching him try to figure out ways to save this girl and help her out through her sickness. Meanwhile, he's actually learning magic, and he actually learns his own magic in the end. That is a beautiful, beautiful moment. Like there are so many beautiful moments in this that are so well done
Yes.
for that moment.
Now, for the context of the audience, this guy, because of his inability to see color, he has been what's the word? Not ostracized from society, but he can't get to the same rank that a normal witch apprentice would be. So he's in a different role.
Yeah, he's treated like because of his skill with his carpentry and his ability to make wands. They gave him a job
And his
as
eye for detail.
Yeah, his eye for
and
detail.
Also because of family lineage. I mean, his grandfather is a craftsman as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but he has
they
a lot.
Don't lie. They don't lie. It's like royalty does get a free in for witchcraft in this universe.
There seems to be, and again, I could see why the broom hats are wanting to topple this society, but at the same time, I also think the broom hats are going about it a completely wrong way as well.
Oh, dude, the broom hats I am like striking down as like these guys are zealots. I get the message, but you guys have teetered so far off the point that at this point, just burn everything down. It's like holy shit. Chill out.
Yeah. When I watch these people do this thing, in the back of my head, I picture that. For some reason, I hear the Pillar Man music kick off. Sorry, but no, that's kind of how I look at these broom hat motherfuckers. Like, okay, like I really do, and I feel bad for poor Coco, like, because she harbors the guilt
Yes.
of doing to him. And I haven't read the manga yet, so nobody spoil this. But I have a theory. I have two theories. I have one theory that her mother's dead. It's over.
Yeah, it's not stasis. It's like she's alive in there and perishes.
No, she's been long since. Yeah, she died. Because you want to know what did it for me? You know what it did for me that kind of proved that? What they said. They said something very interesting in the episode when they checked the house. All they found was petrified stone in a house.
Oh.
Did you not notice that?
There's not even a cadaver there.
Yep, something's up. I think
the best case scenario is the mother's crystal was like carefully carved out and the Brumhats are keeping it hostage. Worst case scenario, yeah, there's not even bones left.
I think her mother's gone. That would be the best and worst way to destroy her. And if you want to turn someone into an aggressor, saving her mother's one way, but what you do is, and my theory is this: what you do is you allow another witch to destroy her. You point her pointed little hat and her little pen towards the witches that destroyed your mother.
Yeah, somehow get it to where the Knights Morales fix whatever crystalline bullshit is there, but they don't go about it delicately. They bring pick and shovel to the fucking thing. That would make me lose my fucking mind.
Dude, I think I know what already happened. Like I said, they never said that there was a body. They never said that someone was turned to stone and was petrified there. They just said the house was petrified. There was nothing else there. What if, hypothetically, they started pointing our little Coco towards, well, what happened to your mother, Coco? She's not there anymore.
Have you gone back to your house? Try to inch her towards her homestead.
Yeah. Have her turn and you point that little girl. You could make yourself a little rebellion, and using her to slowly push in a way to create magic.
That goes off of my earlier point of they want the layman to have magic again.
Yeah.
To destroy the secret, and that goes along with the plot. Okay, yeah. It all adds up. Now we'll see how they go about it.
Yeah.
And if it makes sense. All right, that's the key factor. You got to make it make sense.
Yep. Yeah, maybe I'm feeding off something, but I think that's what's going on with our poor little Coco. And I feel horrible because they're going to do that to her. It's like, that's evil to do that to a small child. I'm sorry, she's only 11. I think she's 10 to 11. And I'm like, that's my theory where this is going.
She's not even a teenager.
No, she's not.
The poor girl's not even a teenager, and she has gone through so much. And she still can smile and have friends.
Yeah.
She's too pure for this world.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. Man. You love your mother very much, and then you accidentally shoot her.
Mama. I'm just
saying. That's a.
No, I'm thinking of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, in real logic, in real fucking legit logic, that's what Coco did. She basically accidentally shot. She tripped, dropped something. The gun went off and shot her. Put a bullet through her fucking mother. And
I would say it's a little more devastating than that. It's more like she was fucking around with fireworks and created an IED.
Yeah, I guess, or
she doesn't have a house anymore.
Yeah, and but here's the other thing that kind of raised my eyebrow. Again, they talk about you not supposed to use magic. Well, why does Coco live right next to a spring with a magic sigil in the water?
Oh, yeah, that is a callback. She's aware of magic in the water, and I know you could probably be a thing where because the people don't exactly know how the magic goes about. They just know magic exists. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, if you want something done magically or people to be helped out, you call upon the witches if it's out of your hands.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a theory. The theory is as follows.
Mhm.
They legitimately, I think Coco has a connection to the Broom Hats more than we know.
We never get to see who her father was.
That's my theory. Like I said,
you think man with eyeball for the mask on his Brum hat? You think he's the dad, or is it going to be someone else?
I think he's the dad, and I think he did. I think
he always does say "My dear Coco."
Yes, he does. My dear Coco. You noticed that too.
Your dad's a Sith. I am your father, Coco.
We're gonna get to the game today, but we could keep talking about which.
But yes, I'll keep going about how beautiful they went about with. Why can't I remember the boy's name? The little Irish boy.
Yeah. So the question is, what do we play today for our starter before we get into until we get back to Breath of Fire?
Play Dig Dug. Dig Dug.
What?
Dig Dug.
I don't have Dig Dug on here anymore.
Oh, not even. Oh, because Namco Collection, yeah.
Yeah, I split it into two factors. Ooh. You know what? We'll play some. We never did. Okay. We never did Saint Spear. You know what? We'll get back to Saint Spear. What the fuck? We'll get back to the Saint Spear boys.
All right, Saint Spear. Gotcha. But the ideas that they had were genius to the point where I'm like, when I was 10, I would never put 2 and 2 together like that. So what this boy's idea is to figure out medicine, because he knows what needs to be called for the sickness, but without the labels, because that's how he does his process the whole time, is everything in his shop is labeled properly for each ingredient.
Yep.
So his idea is to remove the water using the hydro bubble and figuring out, like, based upon powder, based upon crystal, based upon that. I'm like, that's genius. That's big brain.
Yep.
And from there, that's when him and Coco start, bringing their heads together. Because, yes, he knows what magic is, he knows how the witches go about it, so he's in society. But since of his, Silver something?
Silver Sight.
Silver Sight. I forget the proper name for it, but he sees everything in shades of gray. Everything's in silver.
Mm-hmm.
So he can draw spells, but has never received like proper training for it because of that, he couldn't be an apprentice. But Coco's like, oh, I know of this spell here. Let me draw it for you real quick. You know, the poor girl, she is pulling her weight, and it's like, I know what it's like to be that sick. Oh my goodness, girl. That is the level of care and purity that she has. All right. She's too good for this world. All right. So she reverses the. Yes, I'm fine. Shut up. She reverses the powdering spell by like just inverting the runes on it. So instead of crushing stone into powder, it takes powdered items and forms them back into their original components. It doesn't go so well. But what the boy is able to put together, because he's a craftsman, he has the eye for detail. What he ends up doing is refining the spell, both giving like the proper circles, proper symmetry, but also adding symmetry on either side with more runes, because it's a 3D object, not a 2D object you're working with. And this is the part that I was like, oh my goodness, this is so sweet. Not only are they working together, but his character is growing because he found the one thing that could help him absolutely.
Yep.
And they figure out the herb that they're looking for to help with the sickness is, fortunately, and I say fortunately because they didn't, like, you know, jump the gun and try any of the medicines. He's like, okay, none of them are that. So he goes to the storeroom with this piece of paper with the spell on it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's checking all these things and seeing things through his eyes of these things forming, and he's naming them off because he can tell what they are by the shape of the original plant form.
Yep.
So you see this, it's like a dark background, but the plant itself forms in like a bright light silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I was enraptured the whole time. It's just like, preach, brother, fucking preach. Tell me what that is. Tell me what that is. Keep going, man. You got this.
Yeah. It made even like I said, it even made me go, yeah, this is so, like, I was enraptured in a way. Like, I was actually staring at this going, damn, I'm liking this.
And they encourage each other. Whenever he's feeling down, she's helping him. And whenever she feels down, he's like, you're a witch. No, you're good. You're fine. They're helping each other out. There is no, I'm going to cry over your shoulder and, you know, talk about my daddy issues like some of the other shows that have been coming out. No. They pull fucking through. They go through it.
Yeah, and that was great. That was great. Like
and
I
then
said,
he finally finds it. He gets caught. But the nurse lady is like, hey, what are you doing in here? But he's like, she's like, well, you should be careful with medicines because they can be poisons. But you were right to make this call with the herb. Once again, it solidifies the fact that the kid knew what was needed. He just needed a way to process it. And after Coco helped him figure out this spell, he realized this is my spell. Because he technically invented it. Because he just added some.
But he did find, you know, he did figure it out.
Yeah. And I'm saying, okay, yeah, maybe he didn't invent it, but to him, in that moment, he created something for himself. He invented something for himself.
Yeah.
And that filled my heart with so much warmth. I'm like, you fucking go, King. You fucking go. You did it.
Fucking made me fall in love with that whole scenario. That was so good. And in the end, the ending, I love that ending where he's like, yeah, he's like, he basically tells Coco, I'm gonna make you an awesome like thing. And again,
I'm making you the best fucking one for helping me out.
Yeah, and that was just like, fuck yeah.
Fucking right.
Yep.
It was sweet, and it didn't put anybody down. In fact, both the characters grew together. That's what you need to do with your story writing. You grow.
Yeah, you don't play retards like what's been coming out lately.
You don't sulk in your own situation. You help each other, and that's what inspires inspires others to help each other.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm fumbling over my words because it was like that shit was so good. It was so sweet.
It was wholesome.
Good.
It was smart. It was wholesome, and it made him way more fun.
Go support this creator, damn it. Go support him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I love the hate about, oh, this is Gojo. It's like, fucking, you Americans. Like, I always like this level of like these tourists that enter in and watch anime now, and they have no understanding of what anime is, and it's just like, can you like not watch anime anymore? Because like we really don't need you here. You're actually ruining our fun. Fuck off. It's like you already destroyed.
With every big fish, there's always that leech on the belly.
Yeah, I know. It's just annoying.
Sad, sorry state of existence. Makes me mad too.
Same.
And the last little bit in that episode before they had their goodbyes and they're like, cool for the thanks for the help. that reaction that Keyfree had with the grandfather, where it's like, do you remember that big flash of light? And both of them in sync are like, flash of light?
Yeah.
I was like, Master Keyfree may be a bit of a suspicious individual, but goddamn does he know how to cover shit up.
He does, doesn't he?
That was so well executed that it's like, you know what, you bastard, fine. You win that one. Now, the scary part is, what if he asks Coco about that flash of light? Because they're in the same storeroom.
You know what? I get the vibe that he's kind of not going to, but we'll see. I'm a little nervous about it too.
Yeah, I mean, him and Coco grew together, so whenever he turns in the wand, what if, like, for some reason the question's still, like, bugging him? I don't think it will, but just in case, it's like, that would be another way to put a fire under Keyfree's ass.
I don't know. Like, if I was him, man, I wouldn't risk it. Something's clearly going on here, and I really, really don't want to be the one getting hit by this crazy fucking wizard. I'd be more worried about what might happen to Coco is my big fear. Like that would be my fear if I was in that scenario. Like,
yeah.
She's more in danger than anything else, and so is all the other
I'm
girls.
waiting for strike 3. I'm waiting for strike 3 for that old man to be a victim of another magic crime. That's what I'm gonna call these. Is like magic crimes, because Keyfree gave him like strike 2. First, he made him shit himself, keeping things in secret. Second, he stole his memory, and it's like, you're already stealing memory from the elderly. It's like that's kind of evil, all right? We talked about dementia earlier today.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just evil.
That is evil, and I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, Saints Fear ain't bad. I got this for $6, so when it goes on sale, pick it up on Steam.
I'm just waiting for, like, episode, I don't know, maybe 13 to come around, and the old man is another victim of a magic crime.
Well,
that's the sad part. I actually like the grandfather. I like him. He's a cool character. For every art or profession, you're always going to need a craftsman to make said equipment.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And I think if they were smart, I wouldn't do that with that character anymore.
Fair. I have a feeling the next episode is gonna be a cliffhanger, and Coco is in the middle of the fucking abyss with the brim caps.
I don't know what they're gonna do with the character.
Because the next episode is named after the second trial. It was like the trial of Snake Island or something.
Yep. So we're finally gonna.
Yeah. I'm like, oh no, because they specifically said there'll be a point when she's away from the master. That will be our time to strike. I'm like, motherfucker, all you're missing is a nondescript white van and Chris Hansen.
Yeah, why don't you have a seat right there?
Why don't you have a seat, Mr. Brimcat? So, what do you do for a living?
Yep.
Can someone please make a Photoshop edit of, like, a Brimcat? Because there's a scene where he's, like, sitting on a signpost. Can you, like, superimpose Photoshop him in front of Chris Hansen on a seat?
Yeah, I agree.
And then the next one would be Master Keyfree.
Yep. Yeah, so you collected 4 girls for your living with you right now.
And the best part is, you can even do like a full skit where it's like, all right, sir, don't run. And it's like, you know how Chris Hansen says he's like working with the local police or something?
Oh, speaking of
instead of saying police, you could say we're working with the Knights Morales in private at our local sting house for misbehaving witches. And it's like, dude, you could totally make like a little fucking plot out of that. That'd be such a good skit. Chris Hansen, witch hunter.
speaking about for Chris Hansen, why don't you have a seat over there?
I know who you are, Mr. Hansen. I have to call you Chris Hansen.
Yeah, there's a new TV show actually, and it's coming out, and it's going to be new movie. And they're actually going to be doing something called Prime Time. They're actually going to talk. They're actually going to make references to the whole Chris Hansen thing that was going on.
You know, To Catch a Predator, instead of it being shorthand to TCAP, it would be TCAW, To Catch a Witch.
Yeah, it's... So they actually are making a To Catch a Predator actual, like... It's called Welcome to Prime Time.
Welcome to Prime... Okay.
Yep.
God, Chief, if I had a PC and Photoshop, I would already be making that image of a brimmed cap sitting in the chair.
Yep.
I'd have that done in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I could see it.
So what do you do, Mr. Brimmed Cap? Oh, dude, I can't wait for the abridged series of this anime to come out after the main series is done. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
There's gonna be so many Chris Hansen references.
I agree. Now, how do we get this fucking thing?
Is it bad that, like, the only solid character that isn't a creepoid factor of the main cast is actually the Eye?
Yeah, he seems to be a solid guy.
Yeah, the neighborhood watch dude.
Yeah. Also, what annoys me is I was talking to a friend of mine about certain things. It's like, I wonder what they're going to do with the Eye eventually, too. That's like a big, like, because, well, there's been a lot of references that, like, people are complaining and saying it's very gay, and I'm like, eh.
The Eye?
Yeah, apparently there's references to them being, like, you know, dirty.
Oh, you talking Master Key 3 and that guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mate.
I don't care.
It's one of those things where they'll come up with anything in their heads. They will come up with anything that makes them happy.
Yeah.
No matter how delusional it is.
I just don't give a shit. Like, I actually don't give a shit. Like, that was my response to my friend. I said, I really don't care. I think it's an okay show. And if they did that, it's not like it's ruining anything. It's a fantasy setting. Who gives a fuck? Like, as long as it's not stupid.
I think even if they do, it's not going to be stupid after with how gracefully they handled the colorblind episode, alright? I think it's going to be done smartly.
Yeah. Like, I hate to say it, like, if they did it like, like South Park, we're gay, and it's just like, or sorry, not South Park, Simpson, we're gay, and that was it. I'm like, no, and I do like the references the Simpsons were making with that logic. It was the, it was that. Oh, I just died. Damn it. I ate a bad chicken.
Damn it, Chief. Supposed to be a pro gamer with your new pro controller.
I'm doing really good with my controller now. Yeah, we're doing fine. We are going to jump to another game, boys, before we get to the main event. We got one more game on the list that we're going to play today. Not using a pro controller, I'm using the old controller.
Oh.
I'm using Mr. Ancient motherfucker. We're gonna have a look and see if
something you can relate to.
Yep. We are going to go to our shooter game for the night, and we are going to play. I'm going to have a look at Wizardtorium, and we're going to see if they finally added some more stuff to Wizardtorium, and then we will continue on. They will be doing Breathfire after the fact. We'll be looking at a couple games every. The idea now from now on is I'm going to have a couple games every session. So that's the game plan. Okay, the Murky Wastes. Alright, let's play this Blood Mage, which is a more harder version of this game. Oof. I haven't played Wizardtorium in a while. I see if they added anything. Actually, you know what? Let's check and see if they added anything first before we continue on. See, this is why I don't want to play with this controller, because this controller has, this controller's analog is a little bit fucked. I'm literally slowly moving in a direction, even though I shouldn't be. So yeah, no, I'm in a situation where I'm like tempted to grab the best controller I have right now and play, but let's have a look at characters here. Let's go. Okay, let us select, and now we got Cleric, Blood Mage. Oh, they only had the Blood Mage. That was it, eh? Okay, we'll stay with the Blood Mage then.
Speaking of Blood Mages, I'll say, from what we're learning in Witch Hat, oh man, Blood makes things very powerful.
It usually does. That's why human sacrifice was a thing.
Yeah. That's why Adrenochrome is so potent.
Yep.
Did I ever tell you the recipe of Adrenochrome?
Go for it.
Thing. It's not real. So, Adrenochrome, yeah, this is a little bit of a 40k-tism, is something that was created by Horace Lupercal. It was a mixture of basically straight-up octane. If I'm not mistaken, it was like octane mixed with high toxicity and acidity compounds in order for Astartes to get a buzz. And on top of the other chemicals that were put in there to stabilize it, the main thing that was needed stabilization was the adrena in Adrenochrome, because it was adrenaline harvested from the adrenal glands of tortured slaves.
That sounds about right.
So I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh yeah, Adrenochrome. And I was like, wait a second. Oh, dude, that is like the prime way to fuck someone up, because that is both an upper and a downer. That is the most toxic alcohol, probably, I mean, it'll probably outright kill a human. But for an Astartes, that's the only way you can get a buzz, is something that your body has to actually fight off when your body is supposed to filter fucking poison just by breathing it.
Yep.
And then you mix in the adrenaline, and it's just like, oh yeah, no wonder it hits so well. But for them, I guess it's like what? Taking, it's probably like a tequila drink for them. You know, it's like a tequila old-fashioned for a super soldier, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was thinking, it was like, you know, Adrenochrome would work, but my god, would it be amoral as fuck. Because you require adrenaline from the adrenal gland of tortured people.
Yep.
So yeah, blood magic. Adrenochrome. Oh, that is one hell of a night.
Yeah, it is. Woo, shit. Got him. Give him my blood. I do like the fact that the dagger is actually kind of fun. But yeah, you get a little bit of blood back every time you stab somebody. It's like, yay, blood. Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay, that's a cool little spell effect. I get a blood vial. When I activate my magic, I can do a blood spell. Yay! Okay, let's get that up. Get some fire magic up. But no, overall, like I said, it's interesting how blood magic. Even in this show, they use blood in this thing, and there's quite a powerful resource to use blood in a way, because like him just that little bit of blood was enough to make like max out Coco's magic. It's like she was using his magic as a spell.
That shit just went fucking nuclear. I would say that's not just some high X where it's like, oh yeah, you powdered or maybe sanded a certain part of the riverbed. No, the entire river is gone.
Yeah, and it took a while for the river to come back. So
that is devastation on a level hitherto unheard of.
Mm-hmm. Which made it impressive. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah. I say if I was to take a wild guess of how many ounces of this man's red juice he put in that little vial of ink,
yeah,
judging by the cut and the squeeze and the viscousness of it, that was
quite a lot.
That was easily like maybe 2 tablespoons.
Yep, that was quite a lot.
So if 2 tablespoons of blood can do that after maybe doing the right mantra, because we don't know what runes he has if it's carved on his body. For all we know, he could have magic runes carved on his face. That's why he has the mask.
I actually think they're stealing body parts at this point. That's the vibe I'm getting, because we never
like hopping the body to body, or like some Frankenstein type shit.
My theory, yep. Make the most sense, right?
So he is effectively drawing from multiple different people at the same time. 2 tablespoons worth.
Yep.
Is it bad that, given enough time, I can quantify the value of human blood in this universe? Is it bad that I can actually quantify, based by volume, as my background's in explosives, of how valuable human blood is if you want shit to go nuclear? You know what? Hey, one of these days, you, me, and DJ Ronnie will quantify mathematically the value of human blood in Witch Hat Altair.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, we don't know, and I don't want to, because right now the creator hasn't really stepped up to say exactly what the creator's doing, so I really don't want to. I don't want to step on the creator's shoes. So, although that does sound fun. I don't want to step.
Sounds like such a fun idea. We get the space math guy. We got you, who knows about magic and mythos, and then we got the explosives guy. Oh, dude, we could cook something up.
We probably could.
Kitchen's hot.
Honestly, I'd rather like the equivalent of making a space marine. That's always been something I've been rather.
The equivalent requirements to make a proper Space Marine without any of the bullshit magic.
Well,
because
okay,
let's be real, that's what Gene Seed is. It required nonsense. Physical nonsense in order to create them, because that's what the warp is, and the entities within it, it's nonsense.
Is literal living nonsense. That's absolutely fucking silly.
In fact, it's probably worse than nonsense. It is anti-sense.
I agree. Yay, I got the shotgun.
So, in other words, yeah. So, we could also use base templates such as the elementals from Battletech. See how they go about it.
See, my fun has always been like for me, when I look at this shit, and I do look at that, I kind of like have a laugh at what the my fun is always going to be the idea of what exactly are we planning on when it comes to like creating a Space Marine or creating something like that. Because you could, in theory, that could be a fun little thing, man.
It'd be a very rough life, and I'm not talking like any lore from any media. I'm saying you are effectively a living weapon and a fucking meatball of muscle, and that is your life. We don't know what your life expectancy is. you could live only 20 years effectively because you would have to effectively breed for it after a certain point. So it's your life expectancy is going to be really short because we've seen what happens when, hell, even 13-year-olds are getting pushed to take anabolic steroids, and then we see their lives afterward in their 20s.
Yeah,
they're falling apart.
They are.
That is why I'm saying, like Space Marines that'd be a living hell.
Yep, that really is.
Resistance is finite.
Yep. The way I see that's the thing. I've also looked at like dragoons and shit like that. Like, because to me, I worked on something a long time ago when I was working on a setting for like someone wanted to work on a fantasy setting, and I was working on a this entity known as the Ghostborn, and basically what happened is this necromancer got defeated, and he was like an evil necromancer and did this stuff, and he had these assassins called Shriekers. And what they were is they were basically the spirits of dead amalgamated into one big fucking super spirit. And it was like an assassin. And it legitimately, one of them after the necromancer died, well, all that undead was still stuck around. It didn't disappear when the heroes killed them. But here's the problem. The undead woke up. So, your Uncle Bob that was a zombie 2 weeks ago goes, "Oi, what's up? Like, what happened? Hey, are you having a good day there, Billy Bob?" And it's like, "You're dead. You died 2 weeks ago. We saw your body." It's like, "What? I'm dead?" No.
What do you mean I'm dead?
Yeah, what do you mean I'm dead?
I feel fine as a spry chicken right now.
Yeah.
Or what is it, spry like a spring chicken?
Yeah. So they don't understand that, wait a minute, oh shit, these guys are now like alive and living with their thoughts. And so you have skeletons that don't realize they're fucking skeletons.
Unlife.
Yeah, like they wake up, they'll look in the mirror, like you have this beautiful woman that remembers herself being a beautiful woman, and she's a fucking skeleton now. And the horrors of, oh shit, like they don't remember who they are. They're not technically the ones that committed this act. They're not the one. There was this evil necromancer who fucking was digging up their fucking bodies and turning them into living weapons.
Okay, so how were you gonna relate this to the Space Marine thing?
Well, okay, so they had it's how he was creating the dead was kind of the idea of, like, he created super zombies.
Okay.
And that was kind of where I went with the whole Space Marine thing. I thought that was an interesting idea, that here's this guy who has,
I'll be real with you. I think the best route that we can do morally in this real world existence is the way Fallout went, where it's just power armor. I think that is like the best way to go about it without doing any playing God type shit. Just make a powered exoskeleton suit that has the equivalent armor mass of a light vehicle.
We talked to death about power armor. That's kind of how I look.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's all it was. This is the only way we could do it morally and not having such a massive cock up of playing God. Because let's be real, Chief, what happens when you play God?
Yeah, according to a lot of the research, we're already halfway there. If the stories are to be believed, we've sort of been manipulating God. We've been doing some God stuff already. It's just kind of like slow pickings.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the meat trees and the animal experiments.
Yep. Oh yeah. We're getting there. We're not 100%. But we are getting there, and it's getting a little fucking nutty.
Yeah. Before you know it, we're gonna have like the psychic dogs from Starship Troopers.
I'm actually shocked we haven't.
Yeah, no side dogs.
I'm not trying to be an ass, but like, where the fuck are my side dogs, boys?
Fair.
But no, that's my theory on the matter. Yeah, now I know why I stopped using this controller. This controller is fucked. The analog stick is fucked. Yeah, no, I actually, I think we're at a weird point when it comes to a lot of this shit with the, like that stuff. But that's why I went into that fantasy stuff. I was kind of going into how the bodies and spirits and stuff remain, you know, and I kind of like the idea of, you know, how does one deal with the fact that now, you know, imagine that horror. That's what I was kind of getting into. Imagine that horror of, you know, oh yeah, all your relatives are like people that you cared about are now showing up at the village, having a drink and stuff. Like you have skeletons, you have ghosts, you have other things that this guy willfully brought up for like no reason other than like build his little fucking wicked army of evil, and now it's all like back, and it's like that would be a terrifying thing if you think about it, right? Bob? Oh, found it. No, I'm asking you honestly. Like, I'm actually bringing up this story arc. It's actually an interesting story back then.
Okay, so man does thing.
Okay, I'll restart. I'll restart. Just because, like, okay. So the story is that basically these heroes and a war broke out. King Offerad of the, I can't remember the name of the kingdom anymore. It's been almost 10 years, so I can't really remember the name. He basically fought off this evil necromancer. They won the fight. The necromancer has been effectively wiped off the map. He is done. They won. No. So they won the fight. Now the problem is, unfortunately, when they did that, all the armies of undead that he created, the liches, wraiths, skeletons, zombies.
Das Uber-Zombien.
Yeah, Uber zombies. He created bone golems where there were like 15 people in one fucking body. All that are now up and at him. So now we have the sad fact that all these people that he brought back are now alive and well and kicking. But the problem is they don't realize they're dead.
Okay.
Because they're like, so you now have a guy who committed this evil act and these evil atrocities, and now his suffering is gone. He's long since dead. Now all these people are back, and basically the story is one of the liches he created, one of these Uberlench, one of these like evil spirits he created, these assassins, is now walking around with the spirits of 6 people. Because basically, when a lot of the assassins just killed themselves because they legitimately couldn't handle all the thoughts of all these people's memories and dreams being kind of like brought back to them. So
what's your point?
My point is, it's like you're dealing with a guy who has the thoughts of 6 different people.
Oh, you wanted me to focus on the clump of spirits.
Yeah.
Because
and
your original example with, Bob the Skeleton, Uncle Bob, if I was in that position, like, let's say I superimpose myself as Uncle Bob the Skeleton.
Yeah.
If I still wanted to do things, I'd still be going around. It's like, yeah, sure, I'm aware I'm dead. I don't look dead to myself, but fine. You'd probably pick up on certain things like, oh, it's hot, but I'm not sweating.
Yeah.
So it'd be, think of it like the ghouls from Fallout, where you find a reason to keep going until you are like, okay, I'm good. That's what I'd say for the skeletons. Zombies are a bit in a rougher shape because they stink. But at least the skeletons can get away with things like, yeah, sure, it's a skeleton, but this is your great uncle. He's been around for a while now, and he's just here to help. Yeah, ignore how spooky he is. He's really a nice guy.
I always wondered how that would work for, like, would you ostracize the undead? Like I know
have like certain stipulations.
Yeah.
Like the zombies, I could see people ostracizing that because it's stinky and a little off-putting. To where a walking skeleton, you could probably get away with some things, like, I don't know, dress them up.
Walking ghost, though.
The walking ghost, like, over time, this could become a normal thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it would be considered maybe a high honor if one of your relatives are still around to help you out. Because think about it, it's like, you're undead, you don't need to sleep, you can keep fucking going. You can keep chucking along. Whatever your family needs, you get it done.
Some of them might see it that way. I wonder how all, like, it's an interesting idea. Like that was
I've seen some old guys that are like, I don't care how old I am, I still got work to do. I don't care if my bones are screaming at me, I still got work to do. I've seen those old guys, and I have a massive amount of respect for them. To push through all of that just to get shit done. Now imagine you are incapable of feeling any pain because you don't have nerves, you don't sweat whenever you're doing hard labor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, for a guy like that, you wouldn't see too many downsides. It would probably get really old after a while. That would be the real danger, is like what happens when they get senile or, you know, maybe a little too cynical at times. So that would be an issue. It's like, what if you get tired? It's like, okay, yeah, I think I'm done. I'll catch you guys later. And then you go off to the afterlife after, I guess, they crave your skull in with the holy warhammer.
Well, the way I perceived it is, unfortunately, the body, you're there. You're there forever. It's you're trapped in that vessel, whatever that vessel was. And if you don't have a vessel, you're lucky enough that you don't have to worry about the destruction of that vessel unless someone actually forces that destruction. And what happens is when you're destroyed through exorcism or some other magical way, you're gone. It's over. You're done. There is no afterlife for you. There is no in between.
You could write a story on that. That would be a really good story. Like, it's from the perspective of this kid growing up, and his great uncle is a skeleton from that past era and that schism.
Oh, that was legitimately the story we were working on. Wasn't the skeleton? It was the fact that you had this vestige of this entity with multiple minds dealing with the fact.
One. I'd say scrap that one.
Oh, you don't like that one? Okay.
Make that one maybe a side character that shows up, and then you could talk about that.
Actually, do you know how we were planning on doing this? This is actually, you kind of like it. We were actually planning on doing this similar to that of a cowboy, a similar cowboy type thing, where he's that drifter that comes in, and you get to see the stories of each location that this individual travels to.
You know what I would also do? Just to give the kid maybe a really good birthday. It's like, you know how at a certain time kids were really into Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
If I was a skeleton, I unironically would dress up like a pirate just to give them the best birthday ever.
Yeah. No, they like I said,
a good old skeleton pirate, you know, you put on the accent, yarr. Oh, dude. Sorry, I'm still warm from watching that episode of Witch Hat. Sorry. It's like, that's all I can think about. It's like putting a smile on someone's face.
I prefer Uncrabby Bob than Krabby Bob. Krabby Bob's annoying. Uncrabby Bob's not so bad. I actually like Uncrabby Bob.
You like Uncrabby? Oh, that's sweet. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yes, I would say have that spirit guy be a side character that could show up maybe multiple times. Don't make that cacophony of voices a constant thing. Maybe make it a character development story.
No. The way it works is they come to an arrangement. The way he did it is he came to an arrangement that each spirit has a day that they get to have. There's 6 days in a week.
Oh, so Mondays are mine, Wednesdays are mine, Thursdays are mine.
Yeah. That's how he figured out how to solve the problem. So he has the spirit of a little girl in him. He has the spirit of a skilled marksman. He has the spirit of a wizard in him, which still because he still possesses the magic because he's multiple people. He has the spirit of a paladin in him, and he has the spirit of a lustful maiden. And they actually change their form, like their essences of shadow, basically, so they could change their form into a different shadow-like.
Mm-hmm. I'm still thinking this would be best suited as a side character that would have the plot shift to them maybe for a few episodes. Prime example, Avatar: Last Airbender, Tales of Ba Sing Se.
Okay, so the way I tried to portray it, the way I want to do it, and this is going to be, you can either take or leave it. The way I wanted to do it was the character is legitimately going to be different based on the different the different stuff that they're doing. So he would travel into a town, and then you get to see the story of what's going on in that town as the cowboy would travel in, and then as the climax hits, he kind of makes his appearance as that guy. Did you get what I'm saying?
No.
Like,
he rolls into a town, and then it ends with him as the cowboy.
Have you ever seen the Fistful of Dollars?
Okay, sure.
That entire thing, Clint Eastwood is a side character to the actual story. He is the main character, in all intents and purposes. He is going to be the end of that franchise, but he is the side character to the actual story. Oh, sure, he gets involved in the cacophony of silly and the stupid and all the other stuff that happens, but he's not the main character. I don't want to do, like, the idea was to have that type of portrayal where it's like, no, he's not seeing it, like, you don't see it from that perspective. You see it from the perspective of how he sees how these people are dealing with the undead. Like, and how each town, each city kind of deals with its undead situation.
Yeah.
And how you basically build up that portrayal of where this is. So there's 3 story arcs. The first story arc was going to be the beginning, the Exodus, like where the undead are coming back, and now they're dealing with this and all the horrors and trouble that starts. Then the second story arc is going to be 50 years after the fact, and how the undead are being treated now and all the different stuff. Like I had an idea for it. We called it Bury Day, where basically they take all the zombies and bury them underground, just to bury them underground and leave them underground just to make sure that they're not that, or they put them in iron coffins and shit and lock them up and throw them in fucking rivers and shit. Like this kind of disturbing things that are happening to certain undead. Like you get to see the racism and all the negativity that happens during that period, and then you get to see the aftermath of like the story as it progresses. As people change, people grow, people extend. That was the story.
Okay. I still see this guy as a side character because it's a fuck ton of side characters in one character. So at this point, I'm like, no, Uncle Bob the Skeleton and like maybe his great nephew. Because what if his nephew wants to become an adventurer or some shit like that? So you have this really upbeat skeleton with this kid that maybe gets a little grating on the kid because it's a coming-of-age story with him. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
because I'm about to say, you're undead, you're living life, you're not exhausted. Now you had your moment.
We got a couple people talking about that. Okay, chat, what do you guys want to see? Because my only problem is, like,
I didn't even get to put my full story out yet. Jesus.
I know, but like, okay, because we'll let the chat go ahead. You make your pitch.
Okay.
Chat.
I'll do my little pitch. One moment. Let me get the proper music in my ears for this. There we go. That's more like it. Let's get some Star Junk in here. All right. So what I was posing was something akin to a coming-of-age story, because I assume this is in a fantasy world. Like, we're talking medieval fantasy type shit, right?
Well, the timeline progresses to Western era as the time goes.
Fair enough, but there's still magic, technically. Okay, fair. Because that's what I need to know. What are the bones of the world? Bones of the world. I'd be talking about a skeleton.
You want the bones of the world? If portraying the how it starts, it's more of a it's more of a Western type style. Like magic is more like guns are more of a mage work thing now, and people are using cap pistols and shit like that. Like we're starting to
Very well.
see.
Okay. Okay. So percussion caps become the big thing at the time, but it's still, like you say, a company secret among the mages.
Yeah, well, because
Fair enough.
mages use guns too, but they use guns as actual magic. That's their new wand now. They use
Yeah,
them to
yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you.
Okay.
All right. So we have this fantasy setting, and we could say Uncle Bob's been around since the schism. Yeah, sure. He's been around this kid's life the whole time. The kid gets used to the fact that, one of his family members is a fucking skeleton that talks and walks everywhere, but always has this chipper mood because, I don't know if you've ever been like this, Chief. You know how, like, funerals are a somber thing in most areas?
Yeah.
In traditional Hispanic culture, sometimes it can be a joyous occasion because they are met up with their loved ones. But what if we twist that, kind of take it on its head where I've always enjoyed the idea of the joyful dead, where, yeah, it's a sad moment, but I'm going on with my family, or, hey, I'm still with my family, so I'm happy nonetheless. I get to still be with them, see them prosper, and it's kind of taken the normal darkness of the situation and flipping it on its head. I like to see that kind of development, where it's like, what happens when you're gone, but what if you aren't gone? We could still delve into that idea of what happens in this world after the dead, don't really pass. So that's what I'm saying for this Uncle Bob character.
Okay. Everyone that was part of the Necromancer's army doesn't pass. People who die now still die.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, yeah. It would be sad, but think about this. You have a family that you love dearly to death. You're the only one that stays behind, but you are still with the family. But you still have in the back of your mind, because given faith, they are with the other loved ones in whatever afterlife that you fall under, So you have both sides where it's like, I'm still with my family, even though I'm stuck on this earth, but I know the ones that pass on are with the other loved ones. Yeah. Espiritu Santos. Just that aspect. Now, you move on to Uncle Bob and this kid, Little Bob. Let's use that name. Or Jimmy, something like that. Make it a coming-of-age story where this kid kind of wants to become a cowboy. Something like that. But he also has to deal with this uncle that annoys him, but the uncle means well. He doesn't do anything to outright sabotage him. And, yeah, sure, the kid's gonna be a bit of a dick to him at times, but it's a coming-of-age story. Everyone is a dick when they're growing up. Everyone is. And seeing that dynamic of family, Vin Diesel, family. But you get what I'm saying, is I think it could be a really sweet story that you could write, while also having that drama on the side with the still living Scourge, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's your pitch. If anyone likes that pitch, they're welcome to. We'll allow that to be a thing. As for me, I like to write what I know, and I don't exactly have the gumption to write a family story. You want violence, betrayal, blood, and guts. That's the fucker you talk to. You want family.
Yeah,
that's something.
This man's very Tarantino. But I'm not saying it's going to be a peaceful story by any means. No. It's still going to be perilous. You're still going to have dangers. But when you have a member of your family that cares for you dearly, who doesn't have to follow the same regulations like food and everything, and he just gives you all the supplies, he doesn't need to breathe, he's a skeleton, he can go underwater. It's that little twist. It's someone that loves you dearly. You don't exactly know why, because you're, a snot-nosed kid. But whenever that realization comes in of why you are loved, sometimes that can hit harder than any betrayal. That's what I'm saying. That's my pitch.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's a fun story that has never really been done before.
Well, It's not a bad idea. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, it's not my writing capabilities. I know my wheelhouse.
It's fair. It's fair. And I will admit, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna write that story. One day I'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, Bob, there's something called ChatGPT, and hey, there you go.
I know. But sometimes you need that little aspect in there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, it's rare that you find a story to quite that degree. And after watching Witch Hat, my god, do I want more wholesome shit.
Yeah, I got you. No, I had no I got no problem with that. And like I said, it's an interesting idea if you want to go that route. You could make him that he was at one time a skilled fighter or something like that of some sort.
That is going to be the twist. Is Uncle Bob is going to be an absolute fucking menace, but he does his damnedest to hide it. You know, like Trigun, where the guy's a goofball, but he's a fucking hot shot. Yeah, I was going to have that as like one of the things. Where he doesn't want to fight because he doesn't like seeing the living fight after, half the shit he's been through.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad idea. I'm not saying it's like I'm not
because
holding him.
He could also have an aspect where he sees all the living as children, because by technicality, yes, they are children compared to him in years.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to see these people fight because he's already seen destruction. He doesn't want this shit to happen again.
Yeah.
That is how you can write a really good moral character that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it's something for an idea, You got yourself a story right there. You could always pitch at the LCX, see what LCX says.
Yeah, it could.
I'm not against that. Getting a ghostwriter to help you do that. Could be something we could have a talk about. See what LCX thinks on the matter. There we go.
Well, I think another reason why I'm saying the story as a pitch is it's kind of when you reflect on yourself, in your adult life, and then you look at the younger self. Yeah. It's like how much I didn't know, and how much I should have known earlier. It's something I really want to pass on. Because who's willing to listen nowadays? That's real.
Yeah, that's the problem, like.
And that's going to be the big struggle of this plot, is like, is the kid going to listen? Sometimes you can't just tell them. Sometimes they just gotta, be thrown into the fire. And that's always the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I gotcha. So let's get to our main event, Breath of Fire. I'm going to take a quick pee, and we'll get to the main event, boys and girls. Breath of Fire. All right, be right back. My feeling towards it is it's not a bad story. It's just something I don't think I could.
Yeah, hey man, at least I sold you on like the story sounds good.
That's okay story. It's like I said, I like the idea of the. I still think the idea of the multiple spirit cowboy type story arc and just kind of creating a value of seeing how the world's treated as you slowly go through the timeline is kind of I find it enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you could still have similar reactions with what I pitched as well. I was like, what if you roll into town and Uncle Bob is not exactly welcome?
Some places might have that issue. Some places might look at someone like Bob or any undead as something. Like I said, the idea of the burial thing was kind of a neat. That was the big thing. Like I remember when we first started that. That was. Did it just crash on me? Oh no, it did crash. The input's not there. Yeah. No. Shit. Let's try that again, shall we? Damn it, we had a good joypad. Why is this being stupid? Okay, so that left up is not going to be allowed. How do I? Okay, there we go. All right, we're good. Whew, okay, we're good. We're good. Now let's see if this actually kicks up when I do this. Whee! Is it up? Yay! OBS is working today. Oh, like I said, the story arc for the characters here were kind of like I had a lot of fun when we worked on this back in the day, because I remember the idea of building this hero, like the idea of like what happened if all undead basically, you couldn't fix the undead scenario. The undead scenario was just there. And I kind of like how that was a thing in the setting that we had fucked around with, and I kind of like the.
Now imagine a group of them get together and they're bandits. They're technically like bandits that never die. The only way to get rid of them permanently is doing something extreme. Like powdering their bones or somehow removing it completely. That would be an interesting plot right there.
Yeah, that's something they have to do sometimes. I gotta switch the buttons. The buttons are off on this.
Yeah, especially if it's like cowboy era bandits. Oh man, get some what is it? Yeah, Dirty Dan. Something like that, or what was it? Something the Kid, Billy the Kid.
Yep. Well, even then, there's going to be people that want to get that eternal life too. Like there was a big story arc. Like the idea was to build the story around, okay, what's this going to be like now that there's all this fucking undead everywhere? Like, and how do you deal with there's an army of undead kicking around? Not everyone, not everyone. Some people do want to be eternal life. Like that eternal life is a fucking, like, the idea of not having to leave is something to think. Like there are people who want to become ghosts just to become ghosts, because unless you possess them, like, and then there's like other than like simple things like salt or other things, like this is how a lot of these people would perceive it. It's like, well, okay, all I have to do is not worry about salt and I'm fine, Like I can live my life forever as this immortal being. It's like, well, shit,
Can you imagine instead of pocket sand, it's pocket salt? Just like you're sailed by a ghost.
Oh yeah. Well, Ghost's biggest problems is ghosts can't touch anything, and that would be their biggest fear on the market. Like they.
What would you say for skeletons?
Yeah. Well, the super skeletons are again the same problem with the shadows. The shadows are multiple beings mixed into one entity.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, like, ghosts can't touch anything. What would you say is, like, the big flaw with skeletons? Would it be, like, they can't carry things, or they're kind of frail?
It's not that. Well, the thing is, the magic keeps them, like strong. Like, the skeletons are actually the stronger. I'm going with the actual stronger variants, that they're actually basically, they have the strength of ghosts. Because ghosts are physically strong. They're resilient. You can't really get rid of them like normal things. Like they're not like other entities where you can just they're harder to get rid of. They have their life drain ability. They have the ability to suck the life force out of people, which is really dangerous. And like so, there's a big thing that they have that makes them very, very, very dangerous, and they're feared among the human calf. Like they're like, oh well, we can. They're considered manipulative. They're considered dangerous. So to a lot of people, they're like, yeah, we don't want to deal with the evil spirit that haunts this place. So they kind of have that weird fear of what do we do against the ghost guy? Because the ghost guy is kind of dangerous. So they have that. Now skeletons are both. Skeletons were actually really dangerous because they were actually the embodiment of 6 or 7 different spirits melded into one powerful entity.
Just a singular skeleton?
Well, yeah, some of them were actually put together from different parts. The Necromancer the Necromancer took time, so there are parts of guys, some guys are like, the head of this, the
Can you imagine an Adam situation where it's like one of his ribs belongs to a woman?
Yeah, that would have that's the problem. You now have this group of individuals who sometimes will be different people, because the Necromancer wasn't against just being a complete fucking asshat and being like, well, yeah.
You're gonna have like this skeleton who's like absolutely Frankenstein by different parts, and he's gonna have like multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, well, that's what's going on with
the shadow.
Yeah, the shadow entities. The reason the shadow entities just basically fucking went, we're out, and they fucking just killed each other. Like, they actually just destroyed each other because they couldn't handle it. The only one who could handle it was this fucking crazy guy, and he's the only shadow left. That was kind of the fun of the scenario. It's like, so you'd have different bones, different entities. And then you got guys, and you got the Steel Boys, because what he was doing, he was dipping skeleton remains and skeletons into fucking bodies. Like, zombies were just the chaff. Zombies were shit he would throw up before he threw his skeleton horde into the mesh.
So what you tell me is, just like candle wax, you have skeletons that are encased in iron or something.
Yep. Yeah, the steel. Yeah, they're made of steel and stuff, or like you'd have a guy who's like a bone golem, which is like 15 fucking skeletons trapped into one entity, and it's just like, how does he deal with that? Like a lot of them just went nuts. There's few out there that could have figured it out, and then you had what he did to some people, where he turned them into ghouls, and he kept he made women, like there was his harem, wink wink,
his concubines.
Yeah, he created like a type of concubine race. Like vampires don't exist in the setting. Like they took them out
10 out of 10
way.
setting already.
Yeah. Werewolves don't exist, but druids with like animal forms do kind of still exist, because that old now, ancient form. Yeah.
Since this is like cowboy era, would this also include things like Wendigos at all?
No, like because
or could we write something to where one of the ghouls is confused for a Wendigo, and it has this group of people worried that there's Wendigo. But it's actually just a ghoul with antlers on his head, and he uses it to get his meals.
To me, the only thing that still exists is like you have like, because it is a truly, it has nothing to do with our setting. Our setting is not there at all. I made it a point to go, nope, nothing exists from us. The reason that's been done is to stop people from like, oh well, this, because like I'm open to like the way most of it is like, he started his fucking war down south. So a lot of the first people that got brought, up north, he came down to south. So there a lot of the dead are like, white people, and then it goes down into the darkness area, and then a lot of people from the Jagura and the Kakaya and the Aru, all those people, like legitimately. So there's a whole group of people, undead, that are still down there because he conquered that entire area. So you have entire empires of undead down there.
You're worried about cry bullies.
Yeah, I am. That's why I'm making it a point. You don't know what they are.
Well, yeah.
I hate cry bullies, Bob.
I know.
Yeah, but that's
Well,
the trick.
that's the best part. My story's still gonna stick.
Yep.
And goddamn will it stick. Because that is one thing that transcends, I'd argue, everybody is love for one's family. Alright?
Yeah, but it's funny to see how like all these different undead deal with the fact. Like you got skeletons, you even got spirits trapped in dolls. Like there's this brothel that I had an idea for a brothel, and one of the characters is actually like an actual like fucking like legit doll. Like she's made almost like a pseudo porcelain. Like her spirit is a porcelain. Like when you destroy the porcelain doll, it doesn't do anything. She just inhabits the closest other object that's human like. So she has all these different doll parts, and it's like she attaches different. Like she made different versions of herself, and she jumps into different versions by touching them. So there's all these like so like this perfect hooker / type doll entity that's all completely like made of like dolls and shit. And she's actually a bounty hunter secretly, and she has like parts of her body, like there's a blade arm, a gun arm, and stuff like that, and different weapons and shit. And she has like
so without knowing, Chief literally made one of the prime assets from Outlast Trials. I shit you not. That fits the physical description of one of the prime assets from Outlast Trials. The only difference is she was not a hooker.
Yep.
But she does inhabit like this doll-like figure, and in fact, she will hold still among other mannequins, and she has a blade arm.
Oh shit! Well, it's not unusual, but I like the idea of like there's this grown ass woman in the side in the body.
You also created the cowboy version of the Mox from Cyberpunk. You know, the dolls, the Mox.
Yeah. My idea was mainly to have. Ooh, that hurt. My idea was to mainly have it be more of like the spirit kin type of thing, where it's like you really don't know what exactly you're fighting when it comes to certain things. Like there could be this little girl. And it's actually like a little doll girl. It's actually not a doll. It's actually like this grown woman that's like trapped in a fucking little body. Because this guy was sick, and his militants, the guys who worked with him, the other necromancers that worked with him, were legitimately like psychopaths too. So you have these evil retributes that are just basically sitting there being, we're complete psychopaths, and we got no problem being as evil as humanly possible. And I kind of like that idea that these fuckers were just vile. So that's kind of how I wanted to portray this organization. The only one who betrayed. See, one person did betray them, and that's the only quote unquote vampire I technically put in the setting, because it's not really a vampire. It's actually a. She's like the one of the kind type of life stealer type of thing. She basically found a way to make herself immortal. That was how she did it. She kind of became similar to a vampire. She's not really a vampire, but close enough, right? Because she wanted to become immortal. That's the only reason she joined these groups of psychopaths.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, they turned the entire they turned part of the Southlands into fucking goddamn like into the basically hordes of undead. So there's an entire society of undead underneath them. Underneath this
necropolis.
Similar, yes, in a way. Oh, they're not called Necropolis. They call themselves the Gray Zone.
There.
Because there are humans that live with these people. Like, why, like, some people don't care. Some people
you're always going to need a mortician to make you look nice.
Yep. Well, yeah. And
in fact, that could be the nickname, like not the real name, but like the slang name they give to people who are like caretakers to make sure the skeletons don't fall apart. They just call them morticians.
Well, if you're strong enough, like most skeletons, if they've been around long enough, you get benefits for being a lot. Well, the older you are, the more powerful you fundamentally will be as time goes on.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying. It's like sometimes it's nice to have a caretaker because yeah, sure, you may be somewhat, out there with your power levels, but there's still flaws,
Yeah.
So you're gonna need someone like a mortician, i.e., that's the nickname we're going with, to maybe take care of the things you can't take care of, like how ghosts can't physically touch things. You can have an on-call assistant to help ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have fun with it. There was a lot to the thing that I was actually working with. This could have actually it was actually a fun little side story. I never did look at how far we the world was built, and we had ideas, and then the guy who wanted to write this story pretty much just bowed out one day, and I was like, "Fuck off, man!" It's like I got a couple stories like that, or I got people like one of my more funnier ones I had a guy actually like, "Hey, I want to work on the story. Can you build the world?" Okay, build the world. Okay, what do you want to do with it? It's your story, right? And I said, no, this is your story. I have nothing. You paid for me to do the work. I built the world. That one was interesting. That one was a Chinese. It was like kind of a Chinese story. It was like not a wushu story. It was similar to that, where it was like everyone had like different race, like animal form type of thing. It was like not a furry setting, but it was very similar to some interesting shit. We never did finish that one. That one also never got finished. Sad. That one sucked because I was so excited about that. I was like, yeah, okay, that kind of works. And it's like, oh yeah, we don't get that one. Well, no, I did a lot of work for this, and just a lot of stuff just kind of never did materialize the way we wanted it to. Sad. I'm still kind of pissed about that. It's like, damn it, that was so much work, and it's like, it's all gone. Oh, I have this entire dungeon again. Fuck. This is annoying. But no, it was kind of interesting how we kind of worked on different stuff. Like I did different stuff. I also worked on what was the name of it? The sons of Arukin or whatever the name is, Urukin or whatever the fuck it was. It was a story about these guys were. Best way to put it, they were all wizards, but they were wizards from like this like well-known super like known wizard, and they're all fucking fuck ups. And even though they're like the son of this master wizard, they're all like one's a hornmonger, the other one doesn't know his hand per se, and like each one of them kind of is a fuck up in a different way. And then their father disappears, so now they have to take on his role as being a master wizard and being the court magician. Even though each one of them fucking sucks at what they do. One of them. The funny thing is, each one of them has a talent, but it's all silly stuff. Like one of the guys is a chef. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to fucking waste his time being a wizard, so he's a chef. His entire story arc is him being a chef. And it's all about his life, like him dealing with the fact that now he has to like use his magic to do certain things. Like, well, I don't want to do this. I want to fucking be in the restaurant. Like, he's really good at creating familiar spells that create like floating spirits and shit to pick up and carry shit, but he sucks at everything else. And then the guy who's a hornmonger, well, he's really good at lust magic. And if he gets caught doing it too much anymore, he's going to end up going to jail. So he's him trying to seduce.
He's on sexual sobriety, effectively.
Yeah.
He has to police his Winky.
Oh no, it's really great because of his shenanigans, he literally has to wear a medallion that he has to wear, and if that ever turns a certain color to a certain darkness shape, they will just show up and arrest his ass, and he can't do anything about it.
It reacts to pH levels.
Yeah.
Don't walk into the black light, my boy.
The other one
he's gonna light up like a glow stick the moment he goes to anywhere that has black light, UV light.
Yep. The other one I had was the shopkeep shouldn't be this strong, and it has this elderly couple that run a shop, and they're the wife looks like this like kindly old lady, but she's actually secretly like a well-skilled assassin. And the husband is a former fighter, but he spent the last 50 years being studying to be a wizard. So now he's this power buff motherfucker built like a shipwreck house, old guy wizard that can cast magic and shit. And it's just like this super powerful old guy. And it's the story of these kids wanting to be adventurers, going to the shop to get their items. And then it's like the dealing with the fact that, oh great, like one of them gets captured by goblins, and it's like, the old guy's like, well, if you because the old guy doesn't want them to know because his grandson wants to be a wizard. Or I think we had granddaughter. It kind of tossed up in the air which one it was. If I had a granddaughter or grandson. They don't want them to know that they're secretly helping them with their adventures. So they're like secretly getting involved, and someone gets captured by goblins, and it's like, somehow the goblins seem to have they all seem to run into this one location at one second. It's like, yeah, they're all dead. Well, what happened? It's like, well, I don't know, if some reason the mountain fell on top of them. Up there, there's good old grandpa sitting, punching the ground above the mountain, so it completely collapses on the goblins. It's like, oh, there they are with his magic eyes. Boom, boom, boom. Like weird, stupid shit like that. It's like over the top, crazy, like insanity type of like they just have this stupid level of power that doesn't make a lick of fucking sense.
Yeah.
I never did. That one was fun. I like the idea of like, you don't want your kids to fail. You don't want your grandkids to fail, right? So you're trying to keep them safe, even though you know that they're stupid. And that's what he's trying to do. He doesn't want his son. He doesn't want his grandson or granddaughter to fail. But they're not totally helping them out, but they are secretly like doing certain things behind their backs. It's like, oh, they're actually secretly they thought they were going to fight goblins, and secretly there was a dragon in the cave. And it's like, wow, this dragon seemed to kill himself. Yeah, he seemed to destroy himself on his own. He seemed to kill himself on that stalactite right there. You cut to the scene where Grandpa cast a wind spell, knocked the dragon up, and Grandma fucking bashed him in the head and fucking rammed his head through the stalactite. It's just silly shit like that where they're just a little bit like he's making sure they're not doing anything too dangerous. So we never did finish that one. That one was a web comic that never went anywhere. I have done quite a few little story arcs, and just nothing came out. It's like, it's really disheartening. It's depressing, Bob. I've been seriously considering using ChatGPT to start, ghostwrite the stories, or talk to LCX about ghostwriting the stories and kind of doing some side stuff. Because I've had LCX do stories for me before. Might be something to do in the future. Yeah. That's the game plan. No, the game plan right now is to get another controller. And finally replace my older controllers and put in brand new ones. And I think I found a brand I actually like, so I'm gonna keep buying that brand. Other than that, there was some fun. Like I said, we've had some interesting stuff when it comes to other things. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Oh, fuck you. Oh, that's a lot of you cocks. These guys did some serious damage. Well, he's going to die next turn anyway, but... There. No, I actually did like the, I do like the idea, and there's still, like I said, there was a lot of fun stuff I kind of worked on over the years. D&D was just one thing I did. The Dungeons and Dragons stuff is just one thing I've helped world build stuff, and I've built stuff over the years for people. Yeah, some of it I've gotten like people have actually done something with it. Some of it, no one's done anything. It just kind of just sits there in the fucking in the dustbin of life, man. Just sits there and does nothing. Not bitter at all. No, not bitter at all. Fuck, I've worked on 4 board games over the years, man. And a card game that never went anywhere. I did one time was working on a Mega Man card game that never did go anywhere. Now with 3D printers, I might actually be able to get shit done. Like I am seriously looking into getting a 3D printer eventually. Because I want to work on my on that monster one. Where you build a town in the back. The idea was for that one was as you build your city as points behind you, and that's your point loadout for the monsters you run. So you can have a really badass city with all these benefits to your monsters, but you're gonna have a shit monster because you put too many points into one item.
Yeah. Ogre battle?
Kinda. You gotta be really careful with what monsters you put on the field because your monster. There were 2 competing points. There were your monster points and your city points. Your city points is points you're gonna use to get certain things done. The monster points are the other items that you gotta worry about. You know, it's kind of that little A and B. You gotta combine both to do what you want to do. And there's some points that will, like for example, certain skyscrapers will give you benefits to have your monster on the field. Like it was an interesting idea. I kind of was fucking around with it. It's where you put your the best way to put it, it was my friend called it Magic the Gathering, the minis game. Where your mana is your city points. What your skyscrapers are capable of. And then the monsters are what you do on the field. And the whole game plan is to wipe out the monsters or wipe out your opponent's city.
Okay.
And that was kind of the game plan. And each monsters have different benefits and things. So like for example, one thing that you might want to do like for example, certain monsters like the Mantis monster is a wind type monster. He has a lot of flying techniques and maneuvers and does that. So he's a fast running monster. He's weak as fuck. But if you put him in an area where there's a lot of power plants and you want to pay out for big power plants or jets or something like something to help him power up and make him stronger, that actually works better for your monster. So you want the more points. The downside is that the monster there's no guarantee the monster can actually do what you want it to do. And what's your friend gonna throw up? Is your friend gonna throw up a bunch of volcanoes? Even though volcanoes, oh sure, it's an awesome item, but it's like, it's easy. It slowly destroys itself as it goes. Because even the locations have hit points basically. I actually thought that was a cool idea that a volcano. Basically, you put a volcano near a location. As it loses hit points, any other adjacent location suffers damage for the thing. So if you were to say, if I was to put a volcano right next to your power plant, as my volcano is slowly ticking down, you're suffering damage for each round that happens. So it's like it was a way to like manipulate that and just keep doing that, you know. The problem is if you attack the volcano, it loses that hit, like all those hit points go bye-bye. So it's like, yeah, sure, okay. I do my volcano's 20. I dropped it by, like, let's say I got 5 rounds before you're actually able to walk up and kill it. Well, or you're able to defeat it. Well, then, you know, technically it's been destroyed, so it's no longer suffering damage. You just suffered 5 damage, you know. And there's a couple creatures that will, like the magma beast, and there's a couple other creatures that get bonuses for fire and magma, and, you know, using heat plants and steam works and stuff like that, or metal stuff. And there was a couple interesting ideas. So yeah, and then I didn't have any. There's also defense things you could have put on the field at the time. I had the way the defenses worked would be like, you know rocket ships, stuff like that. There's no military weapons in this game. It's all just giant monsters. But, you know, the running gag was that was, you know, that was done on purpose because the monsters are the ones they're the highlights of the fight, you know. And what the fuck is a jet gonna do to a giant fucking 60-foot tall fucking giant lizard, man?
Wait, 60-foot tall lizard.
Yeah.
Scaling for bone density. Square cube law.
Yes, I'm well aware that Godzilla would not survive, and he would actually collapse on his own physical mass.
I was actually gonna like take note of what a standard armament of a single jet would be.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even know what make or model of jet. Let's just go with a Tomcat for simplicity. Mm-hmm. If aimed right, you could probably do a flight mission with smart guided bombs.
Well, I had ideas for ships that could be implemented into there, like, because there were 3 variable maps. There was a city. There's the mountain city map, which has less locations. There's a river. There's an ocean map, which would even have boats and shit you could put on the map.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. It was like a guided munition, because with every pilot there's also a gunner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably take out a 60-foot lizard with 2 jets worth of munitions. I wasn't even thinking about the A-10 Warthog. DPU is terrifying. Even if you don't punch through the skull in one go, it's like, well, there's always volume of fire. The volume of fire doctrine put into roughly the same place, dangerous.
Yeah. Ooh.
That is one thing media has a hard time getting.
Yeah.
Is the power of certain munitions people are just not aware of. They're not. There's a reason a A-10 Warthog's Vulcan can turn a small vehicle into Swiss cheese in a blink of an eye. Those rounds, they punch. Because DPU, the depleted uranium, yeah, it's uranium as a byproduct, but if we could use lead, we'd be using lead. It's just extremely dense. If I'm not mistaken, it's denser than lead on impact. That's why we use DPU. There's no radiation in it. It just punches because of how dense it is.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. That's why with that Dragon Talk we had a while back, It was like, okay, Chief doesn't understand what DPU is. I was like, no, it's just extremely dense. Nothing to do with radiation. Not at all.
Yeah. I kind of, like I said, there was like the whole Rain of Fire thing and stuff. Like there were some ideas. I don't know. Like I said, it never really did take off. And I think there was this actual game called Battle of the Gargantuans that kind of, pretty much took the idea, and I was like, well, I think I might as well just bow out.
I'm of the opinion that if you're going to be able to spawn volcanoes, let's take this as a perspective of Magic the Gathering card game. I want a wall card to be a volcano, damn it. It's like, instead of using mountain lands, I want to spend 2 mountains, or at least sacrifice 1 mountain card, and make a volcano. That volcano acts as a wall.
Yeah. Well, the idea I had for the maps is you build the maps based off of, like, you'd have different maps, or you could have one monster map, like a city. That basically, it was parts of the city that were the map. That was kind of the rough idea we had back then. Like I said, we never did go through the game. The game just kind of did. And I'm sad.
How fun would that be, Chief? Depending on the value. As a card, you sacrifice one of your mountain lands to create a volcano that can't attack, but does have an attack value as a return. Because it blocks an enemy force, and there's fucking lava and shit raining down.
Well, there was there were walls that attacked. I just can't remember what they did. Like
probably Wall of Souls. I remember that one for Black. It was like a zombie wall.
The wall of spikes, man. The spear wall. That was one I remember using way back. That was a fucking.
Yeah. And it's like the only way you're gonna get rid of the volcano is if you manage to get enough instant and sorceries out to destroy the fucking thing. Actually, I'd also think about giving it like invulnerable, but that would be way too powerful for like sack 1 card. But it would be more convenient for you to banish it.
Yeah.
It'd be way more convenient for you to banish it than use your instant spells on it.
I never did finish, like I said, we never did finish the game. I was working with someone else with that. Well, that's actually good. That was fun to work on, because like I said, we had a lot of fun building different monsters and stuff. I had a whole list of monsters and what their like backstories and shit I wrote for them.
Yeah, and I'll be real with you. I've been looking forward to a game that was similar to Magic, but wasn't Magic, if you get what I'm saying. But then again, I was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't touch Cardboard Crack ever again.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah,
like I said,
I'll stay away from it. But if you can make a video game with the same kind of rules, like make a strategy game with what you wrote right there with the giant monsters, the volcano, and all that, that'd be neat. Neat little strategy game.
Yep. Well, I gotta fuck around with that. That's something that was a conversation a couple weeks ago I had with somebody. It's like, I should really consider like thinking about that and actually building that as a RTS like game. Yeah.
And it's like, instead of your typical RTS where you field armies, you're fielding terrain and giant fuck off monsters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I never did, but like I said, that was one of the things where we never did get that fucker done, and it's like kind of sad because I was kind of like, I really did want to keep going with that, and we just never did. It just like, boom, it's like, eh. But I've seriously talked to friends about that. I've even talked to a buddy of mine about like, hey, we should definitely set this fucker up. Like, why not? Why not go for it? It's like, yeah, I could see the ideas. There's some interesting thoughts there. Fuck the video games I've worked on over the years. Holy shit. That's a list of things I did. I almost had one. The one I want to work on now actually is the comic book simulator. I still think that'd be a fun game. It takes place in the 80s because, of course, your uncle dies. And then you inherit his comic book shop, but your uncle, because of your uncle's bad debts, you unfortunately inherit the basement of his shop. So you have to bring yourself back up from the basement and build what he had actually created, which was this massive super shop for like comics and tabletop and all this other shit. So the game plays as you start off with just that and a bunch of books. You get a random assortment of books that you put out, and then you get people coming down. Now the trick is, in the game, the way the game was portrayed was the main character, as you keep going in the down in the basement in the dredge there, you'll have someone show up, and it's like a grandma or a grandpa or some sort of family member. Someone will show up. It's not one of your relatives, but it's someone else's relatives. And then the story becomes like, okay, they came down here to sell something. So the trick is, do you want to just, you get to go through their stuff. Now you have a choice between a rough flat rate and just take the risk and don't see what's in there, or you can search through the stuff. The problem is that makes the stuff more expensive. So you'll get a loot box. Best way to put it, you get a loot box, and as you go through the loot box, you can get random stuff. So for example, you'll have a comic that says like such and such name. Like we had different superheroes we had created. We created all this whole section of fake superheroes. So let's say Granny brings in the comic book collection, and you got a box there. Well, you can open up the box, and then you can like maybe make money, or you could take a chance and hope that Granny doesn't sell you up the river with some fake shit that doesn't matter, you know.
Mm.
So like because the way I thought of it, you know how cell phones have that, like, you know, the flick finger. Like you do that to open up the books and shit and to see what's in there. So it was a neat idea that never did take off. I never did finish that one. But no, I kind of like that one. That was on my to-do list for a while. I really hate this dungeon. I really hate this dungeon. I really hate this dungeon. This dungeon's really annoying. Especially because you got to fight monsters in it. If I didn't come in here with enough of the beads, so I'm like hoping to run away from most of the monsters, because it's like, no, I don't want something like that, because that sucks. Run! Thank you. But no, I kind of like the idea of building this giant thing, and I had different ideas of like different stuff, like, you know, because you could turn your place into more of a card game shop. You could focus more on comics, which are, you know, more of a long term, or you could go short term type of thing. You know, there's lots you could do. No, I had fun working on that. I never did finish that off. The guy who wanted to work on it just kind of like, you know, just do it. I am the man who talks to people at 4 a.m. about this shit. Never gets it off the ground. Okay, so other than that, we did talk about Euchre and Hasan Piker being permanently banned from the UK now. Did we talk about that,
Bob? Say it again. I know it was something with Hasan, but it was we did talk about the fact that this guy is under investigation, but I don't think we went any further than that.
Okay, so now he's been effectively banned from the United Kingdom. Both him and his nice to well-do weird uncle that talked about, you know, making the animals happy, if you get what I'm saying, involving a certain acts.
Yeah, was it banned from the UK, Chief?
Who?
Kaya.
Yeah, Kaya isn't banned.
I still love the memes of Kaya was the whistleblower.
He'll never live it down. He'll never live it fucking down. He never live it the fuck down.
He shouldn't. But I still love the memes where it's like the dog's paws up to its ear with a phone. It's like Kaya was the whistleblower.
It's been wrecking his ass to this day. It's kind of amusing how that's still the funniest thing going on with Hassan Piker. He can't outrun it. He can't avoid it. They're after him for his doggo. It just has not worked. And he has tried everything to get rid of that, but the dog thing is still to this day his worst enemy. I find that funny, personally. I really do find that funny. That to this day, he's still fighting the dog thing. Like, fuck, could you imagine, like, this still haunts you, like they just can't get rid of it. And now Euchre's in trouble with him too, so which probably pisses his uncle off, because his uncle's basically now being lumped in with Hassan Diddy Piker there.
You know what they say, let them eat cake, and here is your nice slice of humble pie.
Yeah, that is kind of amusing. That is how it has seemed to have gone with this guy. Like, he doesn't seem to have earned anything. It just seems to be getting worse and worse for him, which is kind of amusing. That seems to be the way it's going.
Every crash out is an inch lost as he's scraped off the cliff.
Yeah,
it's crumbling. It's crumbling, and you're going deeper and deeper. No amount of champagne socialism will save you here. This is reality.
And reality can suck. And
reality hurts. That's why we have escapism. That's why we have our hobbies.
Yes.
And the media we like to enjoy that has been ruined. Now you see it. You see how harsh reality truly is, and why you occasionally need a break, but you won't receive a break. Because you've been on your break for how many years? Now embrace the consequences.
I mean, I'm not Darth Vadering this shit as much as he is, but I kind of understand where you're coming from.
When Bob is this joyous, look out, because I turn into a what do you call it? A wordsmith. A little bit of that Robert E. Howard rubs off on me, and it's poetic. It's truly poetic, Shakespearean even. How the mighty hath fallen. He was taken down by that not born of woman. If you want more death, read Macbeth.
Yep. It's sad. It makes me truly laugh, though. It's like this guy is such a fucking You know, I kind of just look at him like this and just shake my head. I'm thinking to myself, this is the guy that people are like. He is such a vain narcissist, and I've never met like I've met narcissists before, but they're usually really fucking like. They're so unlikable, you wouldn't want to like touch them with a...
They wouldn't really rise in popularity to this level.
Yeah, they usually don't
have their high point, and their high point is considered a low point for the average person.
Yeah, it usually falls into that negative aspect every fucking time. And it floors me that someone like him is still riding that fucking high. And okay. Just checking to see if there's someone else out there in the world saying hi right now. Yeah. Once we get through this dungeon, I will fundamentally stop the stream because we're...
You know, I often wonder how scary it would be if we were in a fantasy setting.
Half of them I wouldn't want to be in. Like...
I know, I'm thinking like a D&D setting, because I'm looking at my recommended list, and I guess this is supposed to be advice for DMs.
Yeah.
Need a TPK, hire a Marut. I was like, well, yeah, if your entire party of players are a bunch of murder hobos with no morals, somebody with enough power influence who's angry enough could hire a Marut through contract.
Yeah. I don't like TPKing that often, so like even the dungeon that you guys are in, like I am.
Well, no, not that. I'm just going off of what's on the recommended because I've heard horror stories about 5e because the amount of power they give to the fucking players.
Yeah, they sort of build them way too strong. But no, I don't like doing that to players because but the funny thing is I run into that before. I've had a lot of DMs tell me modern DMs kind of have this mentality about TPKing, and I'm like, you want that? Like, really? You want to kill your party now? Like, what did they do to piss you off? It's like, oh, I didn't do much. They just didn't, accomplish anything, or they didn't.
I'll be real with you. I think a Marut is a lot more tame than a Popabawa.
I have had players.
Just saying.
I've had players say the silliest shit when it comes to this. Like, oh, I just. I don't want to deal with their bullshit anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Like, really? Is that bad for you? Like, fuck, it's who cares?
I mean, come on now. The chief deals with me all the time. Can't be that bad.
Yeah, I've dealt with worse.
Yeah, and I know I have my moments. Yeah, I tweaked out a little bit during our last session, but yeah, that was just me chimping out a little bit.
It happens. I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah, but I'll still be honest with the crowd. I am not a holier than thou being, by any means. No, I'll state my flaws. Here's my flaws.
Yeah, exactly. It is kind of funny watching players though kind of lose their brains over stuff. I've had players get angry about the silliest shit. I had this player had carried this vase everywhere they went, and I remember laughing.
Piece of pottery.
Yes, a piece of pottery, legit.
Okay.
And this player was so mad that said piece of pottery was destroyed out of nowhere, and I'm like it got broken in a fight. It's like, yeah, but you were fighting with a piece of pottery. What did you expect was going to happen? Something could break. It's how life is,
Yeah. Yeah, I know what that's like. I mean, hell.
Yeah.
The only mementos I usually have on my characters, assuming that this guy had this piece of pottery as a memento, like, I don't know, his grandma's ashes were in or some shit. In which case, I'd say get a metal vase next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mementos are on the journey. They're not something I carry with me at the beginning. You know, prime example, the drawing by Ghost Pepper. Another great example, my one buddy's trident. The trident head that's shattered. I still keep that as a memento.
Yeah, but I've had people like it's weird. Some of the people will get so upset over the silliest. Like I've even kind of had a good chuckle about how some of these people have just lost their mind. I'm like, really? You really want to go here with this? Okay. The one was the guy who had the dog was an interesting conversation. It was an interesting thing. That the guy's dog died in a fight. Like, he got hit in a fireball. It's like, of course the dog's dead. Of course the dog's dead. And he was getting really angry his dog died. I'm like, well, yeah. What did you think was going to happen to the doggo? Like, you put it in a dungeon situation, and it was with you when you went into the dungeon and got hit by the fireball. What did you expect was going to happen?
That's why I don't usually like bringing certain things. I'm a little too selfless to have something as nice as a dog with me. It's like I would never put that creature in that level of danger. No, that would be right.
It was my favorite was Kaiser with his hawk. That was one of the stupidest things. Like he kept using it as a way to try to outsmart me, and I'm like, I kept telling him what was in the dungeon. Kept telling him what was in it. That there was webs.
More like Hawk Tua.
yeah. That thing that made me laugh. Like he finally flew lower and lower and lower till I caught him. Okay. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course I'm gonna catch you.
The tree line. If you don't see anything, still assume there's something there, but don't fly the bird close to the thing where something could be shrouded, alright? You just assume that as a gray zone. That is just a rough area you are not sure about. So be ready if you go into said area. You know, this is how you do recon. This is scouting, alright? This is... it's an unknown factor. So assume the worst. If it's not bad, then okay, you're good.
Exactly.
Hell, this is video game logic too. You're not gonna be able to spot everything, so use your best. What is it? Oh wait, I know who you were talking. Yeah, common sense, doesn't it? Never mind. Sorry about that. Use common sense. Oh wait, never mind. Let me get the dictionary definition of common sense. Then we could talk about it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I just thought it was funny some of these people would... Like, my favorites with familiars, man. That cat... my friend had this cat, man. That thing ended up everywhere. I eventually nuked the player and the cat. Because this
cat!
Guy, oh, dude, I fucking slaughtered that cat like a bitch. And I gleefully murdered that thing.
Damn.
I actually said this as
I think you pissed off one of the fairies in my area. Shit's falling over.
Look. I outright said this. Fuck yeah, the cat's dead. I actually because this cat did everything and anything. Like, oh, my cat figured out this, my cat figured out that, my cat figured out... I had players saying, can you fucking kill that cat? Can you fucking get rid of that fucking cat? Can you murder that cat? Well, I had players actually asking me, demanding I murder the cat.
Damn.
I'm not joking. He talked about that fucking cat. I'm not trying. I never did it on. Like, I never did this on purpose. But I got to the point where I was just like, when that cat finally
when
died,
the other players are saying, "Hey, can you do this?" You know, it's gotten to a certain situation.
Yeah, because this cat was like, "Oh, and my cat does this, and my cat does that, and my cat does..." Like every time his character
auto passes checks or some shit.
Yeah, no. This cat was always like, every time he did something, the cat did something too. It's like, oh, the cat looks at you. The cat looks at you seriously. The cat blah 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 blah. And so, like I said, I had no problem with him being bound to it. Yeah.
Sorry. After the guy we talked about earlier is just like, I look at him. Okay.
Yeah, I look at him menacingly. Yes, that was a thing we ran into quite a lot over the years. Like,
I look at him. Okay, you're not Conan.
Yeah.
In fact, you're staring down the guy who is like the more terrifying version of Conan. The vampire barbarian, who is an absolute roid hog. I would not be staring daggers at him.
Dude, he stared daggers at a fucking level 15 fighter and a level 15 assassin. It's like he threatened a level 15 fighter and a level 15 assassin. I will never stop laughing about the fact that he legitimately picked a fight with that high level fucking character. And I'm like, and he was only like level 7. I'm like, this guy could rip you apart and hand you your own asshole. And I still thought that was funny. And it was funny to think about it was, he does it, and he's like, well, I'm going to come after him and blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, but this guy isn't.
I figured it out. See?
Yep.
Rune Soldier Louis. Our problem player is basically the thief character.
Well, he was. I still remember.
You see what I'm saying? Like, she was about to fight the Kung Fu Master, and it's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Well,
even though we really wanted her to go through the fight, trust
another
me.
favorite moment of this guy was, like, we were playing a separate game in another world. Like like one of the other players was going to run a game setting, and he literally was fucking. So we're asking who's going to play what. Well, I'm going to play a ninja.
Okay.
So I'm playing a ninja, and he fucking kept saying, like, you're not supposed to know the character's playing a ninja, like, player-wise. The only information you should know, or no, the only thing you should know is a guy kind of is a little different. That's it. I don't walk around dressed up like a ninja. I don't carry the gear and equipment as a ninja.
You're not walking around like Ryo Hayabusa. You're looking like peasant preset number 5.
Yeah. Like, you're not supposed to know this guy is a ninja, and it's a loose cyberpunk setting, basically. It's a little bit of everything setting. Yeah. And this guy repeated this word over and over again. Fucking ninjas! Fucking ninjas! Fucking ninja! He kept repeating the word ninja over and over and over again. I'm like, buddy, I'm looking at you and I'm going, okay, first of all, you're not saying that out of character. You're literally outright saying ninja. You do not know that my character's a ninja. I have not in one fucking second or one moment I said, okay, so I'm going to have to kill the whole party now. This campaign is going to be me trying to kill you all. And it's like, what? I'm like, you literally outed me to everyone.
Without any knowledge.
Yes. I hadn't thrown a shooter. I hadn't done anything that would incorporate that I was a ninja. I wasn't dressed up.
This right here is one of the things that I want people to understand. Is there are times where it's more fun to have to play along with, like, the rogue or the thief, or in this case the ninja's lie, and try to, like, put yourself in your character's shoes of like, oh yeah, that's just Jim. Yeah, he's a merc that helps us out. He's really good at getting behind security, so that's why we keep him in the party.
Yeah.
It's shit like that. It's like, it's more fun to play along. Mm-hmm. Not knowing shit. Like when I asked, what was that guy? The Red Hawk?
Yeah.
He was the Al-Qadim guy with the Blood Eagle. And he was feeding a finger, and my guy did not know anything about his area. So I was asking him, it's like, yeah, of course I know what the word haram is as a player. I know what that means, but Bob doesn't know, because Bob's never even known anything about the Middle East in this setting.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, when you got a guy doing that stuff, you gotta laugh. You laugh at it because you just think to yourself, like, why are you legitimately like outing my character. Like my favorite outage that ever happened. My character would. One of my other favorite moments I had. So I had somebody once out another player in a way that was so bad. Okay, they were never supposed. No, he did not know that this guy was the Baron of this area. He was basically no one's supposed to know. Like, yeah, we all kind of knew that this was a Baron character, but it's like we didn't know. Like, we had no idea who he was. We had no idea what, we just knew this character was a little special. Okay, that's fine. Everyone kept their mouth shut. Everyone's just like, okay, we're not gonna don't anyone say anything. This guy comes out and outright tells the party, yeah, this is who he is. I'm like, oh, why did you do that? I'm like thinking to myself, oh man, I wasn't running this. But the fact is, the guy, like, how the fuck did you know that was my character? That's the first thing the guy says. And he's like, no one knows who I am. No one knows what I look like. I've always worn a mask everywhere I go. I've always been kept hidden. How the fuck did you know it was me? Everyone's looking at him. And it's like,
so my next question is, did you enjoy your drinks?
No. So the guy literally at that point he got quiet. He spent the entire game, let it slide. And he's like the guy. So our DM at the time was like, you know what I'll do? I'll erase that he said that. Like, the NPC won't remember that. And the guy's like, no, let him remember that. Like, what? Oh. Why? And it's like, no, just let it happen. He says quietly. Very quietly. And that's when stuff got interesting for the rest of the session. So after the fun of him just going, yeah, let it happen, this became a situation where he was legitimately slowly basically setting up a plan.
Oh, he's plotting.
Oh, was he ever plotting? You're going to love these plots, boys. This plot was... you're going to love this plot. This plot is hysterical. He slowly plotted that the player who said that was a spy.
Oh, he planted info to make it seem like he was a spy.
He slowly gathered information that this was a spy against the kingdom. Because the way the royalty worked in the setting is, the way the setting worked was, no one in nobility, you're not supposed to, unless you're noble, you're never supposed to know who someone is. It's just never done, because legitimately you wouldn't know. It's just how the setting works.
Yeah, you wouldn't know who Farmer John is. Outside of, it's saying Farmer John Farm. John and Sons Farm.
Yeah, exactly. So this was always done in this way of, like, nobody knows who these nobility are. That's how they all wear masks. It's done on purpose. It's done mainly to protect the nobility after the emperor's assassination.
Oh, so the entire city is like We Happy Fuel in a way. It's like a giant masquerade.
Yep, no one knows what the nobility looks like. They all wear masks. So he basically spent the entire campaign building secret that this is this guy. So at the end of the set, like just before the session ends, like we figured out who the killer was. We got rid of him, and the session's about to end. And he's like, no, wait. We still have one more thing to do. He looks at the other player. So, Lord Devarin, I have evidence that this person is a secret spy and is plotting against us. He's like, what? How do you know? He knew what my identity and my face was. And then he goes into the details of everything this player did that might have been considered suspicious. So we had a mock trial right then and there where this player had to legitimately prove that he was not guilty of his crimes. This mock trial fucking decimated this player. This player was so upset. He didn't quit, but he was so mad at everyone who allowed it to happen. He's like, "You guys allowed this to happen. It wasn't fair for me." And it's like, we're all just looking at him like, well...
Oh, dude. Fucking Ace Attorney.
Yep.
Turnabout trial. Like, put on that Ace Attorney high-speed music.
Oh yeah. This guy got tried, found guilty, and my mage got him out, but like, because my mage felt bad for him, right? Well, let's just put it this way: my mage hated nobility, so I basically fucked everyone over in a way. But like, that's just me being me. I was like, I got basically before he got committed to being murdered, I teleported him away.
That's what it is. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, pressing pursuit, cornered.
Yep, yeah, he was fucked. He was, and the thing is, this guy was so fucking mad, like just fucking furious. Oh, I can't believe you guys are doing this to my character. It's not fair. It's like, buddy, you should just no player knowledge. Like, they were going to deduct him experience. So he said, no, don't do it. And he actually played the entire campaign. We got through the entire campaign. When the campaign was over, this is what he wanted to do. And so he put it out there.
Objection! Oh, dude. I even pointed my finger, too. It's like...
And again...
Oh, dude, I love the idea of a trial. And whether or not the evidence is forged or hearsay, it's just the retaliation of like, no, I'll roll with the punches. Let's hope this guy rolls with them.
Yep, that was his game plan. You don't want to do this to me. This is what I'm doing, and it was brilliant. Like I said, it was really like the guy planned it all out, and he said like, yeah, this was the game plan. I planned it out. I allowed him to get his character up, and then he just basically took him down for the fall. And that fall was brutal. Holy shit, that was mean. That was mean. That was actually, honestly, I remember just being like, ooh. That is one of the more meaner things I've seen a player do to another player. It's like, oh, they're mad at each other.
Oh, dude, but that one's so beautiful. It's better than like some guy flipping a table and like walking out. It's like that one. It's not just poetic, but it also feels like a soap opera unraveling. And
it was fun. It was fun to watch. I haven't had something like that ever happen in my setting, because I don't think I've ever had a player. I usually step in, and the DM had I still say the DM should have stepped in. That's one of those few situations where I still think the guy should have stepped in. But
yeah. How much does a lawyer cost in a D&D setting?
Well, you have the book that could tell you that.
Tell me now.
You have the book. I don't have the book anymore.
Well, if you want Bob for your defense, or if you're a plaintiff to fight for your case, I'm worth a single copper.
I think it's a go. I think it determining on there really wasn't a court system in the setting. Like we kind of like there's a joke of a court. Yeah, but there really wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There is no real court. It's like you did it or you didn't do it. Because D&D world isn't as forgiving as people think it is. It's like, no, that nobleman said you stole that apple, so you're gonna hang tomorrow.
Yep.
Or you're gonna lose a hand, depending on where you are.
Yep. That's kind of how it goes.
I think it's only in the modern settings where they have like law and justice and like court systems and all that, and I'm just like, D&D didn't used to have court systems. You're kind of screwed.
Well, there is a court. There is a functional court system, but it's not like It's not like what some people believe in.
It's
just like,
nowhere near as bureaucratic as the real court system.
yeah.
I'd argue it functions like Ace Attorney, where people can just stream in the fucking courtroom.
No, the way it would usually work is all depends on the crime. Usually you end up in jail, and then it's like you'll have a like the emperor. It all depends on who you are, but usually it's done in like a court of like one. You'll have one defender and one offender, and one guy fighting for you and fighting against you, and then
you have the defendant and the plaintiff.
Yeah, and then the king picks which one he thinks is more viable by what you're saying.
Yeah.
Royalty had a lot of power back then. You know, they also had the healing.
It is obscene the amount of power they had.
Well, you ever wonder why corporations and governments want to fucking go back to that? It's like there's a reason.
Oh yeah.
Why.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Except this time they're faceless.
Yeah, you never get to see your ruler now, and that is actually
you don't even get to see who like Franz Ferdinand is.
It's a terrifying.
Just as an example, yeah, the faceless corporation. Oh no, Nintendo said you're guilty of this, so sorry, you're gonna hang.
Yep, they don't care. Yeah, and that is scary. That is scary that we have that. We see it online all the time. Like, and again, the internet is a fictional world, but it still has a lot of value in that sense, and it's become something that I don't like to love. I have a love-hate relationship with that, but it is
the internet. The internet is the most dramatic and crazy anime.
I mean, watching everything that's gone on with that whole fucking Lego thing just fucking floors my ass. So it's like, yeah, I'm in agreement there. The internet's absolutely fucking crack.
Yeah.
Speaking about crack, I better check that out while I have a chance. Oh, but we're going to save it. What?
Crack?
No, I got to check the water. I got to check the water on my AC.
Oh, a pipe crack. I was like, Chief.
Yeah.
You have something you need to talk about. I'm here for you. It's okay.
No, I'm shocked there hasn't been. You know what? It hasn't been humid, so I haven't really. We haven't had any water from the AC this last couple days, and it's cold in my apartment. Jesus fuck.
Yeah, normally I would have my AC running right now, but sometimes my microphone likes to pick it up, and then you guys can't hear me, and it's just a headache.
It is a headache when that happens. I know it's annoying.
So I'll deal with being bed for the few hours that we're doing a stream, and then I'll kick it on.
Yeah.
Once we're done.
Yeah, I sort of do the same too, so I understand. But no, I really am excited for what's kind of like. I really am excited with some of the stuff that's going on with gaming when it comes to the indie market. I'm still excited for the indie market, guys. It hasn't soured me yet, but I do feel that I wonder what's going to happen in the next couple of years, because we are getting to that point where I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I don't like it. No, sirree, Bob. I don't like it. But here's hoping that they doesn't go completely on stoop. I hope I just didn't sell did I sell the wrong fishing rod? I hope I did. I should have rod 5 on me. Yes, I do. Okay, I'm good. Overall though, it's like kind of amusing some of the stupidity I've seen people do. It's like, please don't do that. We are getting to that point now in my life where I'm just like, I'm getting to that age where I'm like, oh, hate getting old like that, because you really do get to that age where you're like, oh, no.
I'm old.
No, when you look around and you think to yourself, fucking, they're gonna do that, aren't they? They're gonna do something stupid.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The sad part is, I am still like half your age, and I come to the same conclusions.
It's unnerving.
Life is, it is. It's like life has not been easy, and I had to grow up quick.
Yeah. And I think about, like, oh, please, no, please. No,
Please be
Mom.
smart. Please be smart today. No, you're not going to be smart today? Oh, okay. Damn.
You just think to yourself, fucking son of a bitch. I have people like, my favorite one I had recently was I was watching talking to some people. We were having a conversation with a buddy of mine. And I kind of started chuckling because I was like, oh, I'm watching these kids and they're mouthing off and getting really mouthy and they're doing stupid shit. I'm like, look at them, I'm like, don't do that. Don't, no. And one of them fucking takes a header and he goes down a flight of stairs and I see his face bash up on one set of stairs and he fucking curve stomped himself and knocked out all his teeth.
Whew.
And I'm thinking to myself, why did you do that to yourself? So yeah, no, I sat there and chuckled. I was just like, oh my god, he just fucking nuked himself. I'm just sitting there just like, well, that was amusing. He nuked himself. And so I just sat there, just kind of thought to myself, well, that was the silliest thing I think I ever saw a person do.
Yeah, you pull the old man thing where you just decide to lay back in your rocking chair.
Well, I've done stupid shit too. Like I took a header a couple like 4 months ago. I took a nasty fucking header, and I just remember thinking to myself, why did I do that to myself? I'm a dumbass. It's just like you have those moments in your life where you're like, oh no, don't. Why am I stupid? And you know what? You're stupid, but you're gonna have moments where you're stupid, and you just think to yourself, fuck, I can't believe I was stupid. It happens. It's life. Life does that to you. Like, I was carrying up a bunch of stuff and I tripped and fell and I hit myself. Oh, my favorite was like one of the late night podcasts. I took I had my cell phone on me while we were talking and I decided to lay down because my back was hurting and just like I had the heating pad up. I'm going. So I go to get up to move to go charge my phone. And I forgot that my phone was on my chest. So I go to flip and my phone falls and I'm like, no, I'm not letting you fall, you bitch. And I go to catch it, and I catch my phone, but I can't catch myself. And I'm like, no. Ah, shit. And I just, fucking just flew to the ground. And I'm thinking to myself, I am such a fucking moron. I can't believe I did that to myself. I was just like, fucking damn it. And I'm like on the ground, that really fucking hurt. And I'm like I got poor Nightwheel sitting there going, what happened? It's like, no, don't worry about it. I just being a stupid dumbass motherfucker. I suck today, just leave it at that. It's like I'm going to bed. You ever have those moments, Bob, where you're like, yeah, I'm just going to bed. I realize I fucked up bad, I'm going to bed.
Go home, go bed. That's what I always said whenever something like that happened. Go home, go bed.
Yeah. Crawled back into bed and just passed out. It's like, It's the one problem with the 2 a.m. stream, the late night streams, man. When we do the long ones, it's like, shoot me. Just literally shoot me. Getting old, man. You get to that point. Like I said, this is why we'll probably, like, I know me and you are going to be doing movie night coming up. I think it's next week, not this week. So I'm going to go to sleep early, take an hour nap. So we are having the fun of my character looking for There's key things I'm looking for as my character right now, because we're at that point now in the game where everything's opening up now, and I have all the characters of the army of my little party here, and I have a guy who can. I have a gopher or a mole that like does a drilling technique, and with that drilling technique, he can open up certain things. So now, my goal right now is to find all those secret things. My other goal is to use him to activate other traps in other locations. This is all about now setting up myself for my my next big thing with this character, which is takes a little bit of skill to get through everything. We are almost done, actually. We are, I think, 60% now. Like we're at that like threshold where the game's like we're starting to get to that point where the game's going to be giving me stuff out at certain points. No, we're really are running through this game pretty quick. Now I'm just trying to get all the gear for because this guy has what the fun that is dragon gear. Dragon gear is his fun little thing he can do here, and once he gets all that opens up the game a little more too. Yeah, see, I just got the dragon hat. The problem is half his gear is in wells for some stupid fucking reason. I don't know why they did that to the character, but okay, sure. Alrighty, so we are going to where I think is next. Yeah, I think this is the next place to go. So overall, did you end up watching the rest of the Lego scam that's going on right now?
No, but I know we're getting part 2s just rolling like absolute bangers.
It's already out, yeah. And part 3's coming. Well, it doesn't help that they legitimately they decided to do something I've never seen them do, which was kind of amusing. They thought it was a great idea. I've never seen this before. They thought it was an amazing idea. Hey, we just pissed off a lot of people. Here's an idea. Let's outright lie. And they did an open the police basically did an open thing to like, hey, you guys want to see this, right? And they kind of did an open forum. I'm like, you guys didn't do that. Yeah. They said, well, here's our side of the story because we're being run through the mud. Like the GoFundMe, yeah.
But whenever you said this was their genius idea, and then you told me about it, the first thing that came to mind was Forrest Gump. Must be a goddamn genius. And fucking drill sergeant.
Yeah. No, I couldn't. I was like, oh no. I watched both people argue, and the problem is, the cops don't. Like I can understand people saying to themselves, okay, it's Lego sets. How's this $200,000? I get that. But this level of the cops fighting over $200,000, like these Lego sets, if you believe that, then I don't think the cops should be getting this heavily involved. But they are super involved in this. And people are screaming.
It's nepotism? You think somebody has a connection with a staff member in the local police force?
I can't officially say anything legally online because it could get us in trouble.
Okay, well, I'm saying as a hypothetical, alleged.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it because these cops are doing some crazy shit.
Okay, very well.
Yeah. But I will say, historically, drug cartels don't have as much fucking protection.
Hell, last time I've seen this much protection, it was what was it, that crooked politician over in Kentucky after World War II?
I don't know anything about that. That's actually you
Really?
know more. If you want to say something, go ahead. I actually don't know.
Okay, so this was a Fat Electrician video that I watched a while back. This was just after World War II, and this guy, like you would expect most seedy politicians, kind of, forged his own votes and like restricted certain things, had the police in his pocket, that sort of ordeal.
Yeah.
And eventually
Yeah.
a bunch of vets who were in the families of those affected were like, you know what, fuck this. Get your friends, get your guns, and we meet at this point.
Oh, okay, yeah. I actually kind of know what you're talking about now because you brought up the get your guns, get the thing. That actually registered something a little bit.
Yeah. And the point I'm making is, like, last time I see this level of protection on one entity by the police that wasn't witness protection, it was just after World War II. It was this.
Yeah. Well, corruption like this, like I said, my thought process became, it's like, like I said, historically, I've seen stuff like this, but it usually doesn't go well. Like, the end result is usually pretty bad.
Everyone
and you don't
look to France.
Well, yeah. Well, look.
Reign of Terror, anyone?
Oh, yeah. You don't want to. I don't want to get back on that topic.
Dude, it's like, it's odd how many things have been related to the guillotine and that era of time. It's scary that it always ends up leading back to that as a solution.
Yeah.
A very scary solution, but a very final one as well.
That is a lot of people are shouting that. I know I don't agree with that mentality.
I don't want to agree with them. I don't want to. But push comes to shove, eventually we're gonna find ourselves in that little nook.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that nook.
Yeah, it's right now. I don't see anything that's happening that could incorporate that, but I do know that this level of with law enforcement is not good. Like it ends up. This usually ends up in Supreme Court, and a lot of guys. Like, you don't want to be the law enforcement. Like my friend even said, do you want to be the law enforcement that ends up in the fucking situation where your entire thing goes down like Afro Man? Like, Afro Man fucking...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that didn't exactly go well. And
I was actually going to bring up Afro Man, but I'm happy you did. It's like, that whole situation, because I was like, maybe it's too soon to make the relation, but no, it's pretty on key.
It's worse than Afro Man. I actually would say Afro Man got it easy, and that is actually funny in my opinion, because
not to put down his achievement, but when it comes to sheer scale we're working with here.
Yeah, like this was worse than what happened to Afro Man. Afro Man had a lot less bullshit thrown his way. Just fucking scary. Like, I think that's generally disturbing that Afro Man, like, I thought, like, because we always talk about corrupt law enforcement and stuff, and it's like, but you don't see it usually. It's very rare. There are a lot of good law enforcement out there that actually do the right thing and aren't freaking.
Last time it was blatant to that point was that story I talked about just after World War II. One was the politician actively seeded guys he knew would work with him and work for him, that he had on payroll, into prime positions. He was literally like Sheriff of Nottingham of his town. He was pulling that type of shit.
And that's scary. That's actually scary when you have police officers doing that. And you do not want, like corruption like that always ends up going bad for everyone. So it's like, I really hope that doesn't really keep going. I'm hoping that slows down, and I'm hoping
stamp it out. Stamp it out.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so too. Stamp it out. Like, this is absurd. Like, you're gonna, like, right now, as a like people as we look at it from our perspective, at least from my perspective, I don't know how you feel about 100%, but I look at this and think to myself, this is not going to go well for anybody if this goes to the situation where the cops are thinking, like this is a multi-million-dollar company, and what if Lego makes a response? What if this happens? What if this happens? You are literally picking a fight with someone with a very loud microphone, and that I
and
honestly
can reach out to a lot of people. What's a lot of people? A lot of people are customers.
Yep, a lot of people who will not come back to your store. A lot of people who could say, you know what, let's boycott these assholes. Do you really want that as a person? Like, that is bad. Like, unless you put you're in a hole in the ground and you don't really like pay attention to a lot of stuff. A lot of people are
unless you're a boomer.
No, it's not even a boomer. I don't think that's a boomerism. I think it's more just people. Some people will have that scenario where it's like,
the point I'm making, Chief, is when it comes to news and media, the boomers still watch mainstream. Most people in my generation, your generation, have moved on to independent sources.
Here's the thing: the mainstream is even starting to notice this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they don't adapt. That's the key feature. They decided to keep farming boomers.
Yeah.
Instead of moving on to the new meta, effectively, if I'm gonna put this in video game terms.
Yeah. Well, like I said, and then when they do, they usually just steal off actual hard workers.
Yeah, and then they fall face first and go back to what they know.
Yeah.
Because they're not in with the it crowd. They don't know what we want. They want to spin their own little thing. And it's like, no, we don't want you to spin your thing. Just set it to us straight.
Mm-hmm. Inevitably, this will burn the scenario, and it doesn't go well when it burns, man. Because it burns hard and it burns fast. You do not want that burn.
You know what a really fast, wide open burn is? An explosion, also known as a conflagration.
Yep.
I don't want things to go boom. That's why I say stamp out the little small flame before it becomes the entire wildfire. All right? Yep. This could be an easily fixed scenario. Don't let it get any hotter.
I think that's the problem. I think it is going to get hotter, and I think you got millions of people paying attention to this now. And as long as this keeps going, you're going to have more millions of people paying attention to this, and you do not want that millions of people paying attention to it. Like at this point, that's when you get to the point where you get angry people going, "Oh, really, assholes? This is how you want to play it?" And it's like I said, when you got millions of people paying attention, that's where it gets bad.
Yeah, a lot of eyes are scary.
Yeah. Like a YouTuber, you want it for the praise. You do not want it for the infamy. And I keep saying
that goes with fame anywhere.
Yeah, but I keep making the joke, and I'll say it again. It's getting to the point where the YouTubers are doing more constructive against corporations, organizations, and groups than the actual fucking lobbyists and the actual whistleblower organizations that we fundamentally fucking have.
Chief. Remember what I said earlier today? Yeah. Is like, in the Cyberpunk setting, the boomers that made it, or the people who made it back in like 87, Cyberpunk Red, the media class, they thought they were fighting against the corporations not knowing their mainstream. No, this guy reporting on this is legit. If he was in a Cyberpunk setting, this is the media class right here. This is what they're supposed to be doing.
Yep. Yeah,
this is it right here. This man is a media, and a good one, too. Helping out a family. It was like an old man getting robbed by some spider web of connections and corporations.
Yep. Again, like I said, it's there's a lot you can fundamentally... I kind of chuckled when I saw exactly what's going on with this. And I went, guys, you just had to just give him his shit back, and it would have solved. And again, here's the problem. Now other people are talking about, no, yeah, that happened. That happened here. This also happened here. Oh yeah, my company had this happen. So like
and the lists come out. The skeletons come waltzing out of the closet.
Yep. And like I said, enough people start fucking fighting against this shit and start really talking about this stuff. It is a bad freaking day. Again, and you know, the icing on the cake, you know, if you really think about this, it's a fucking Lego set.
Multiple old school Lego sets, vintage, if you will, by comparison of other Legos.
I know, but if you
But
really
at the end of the day, it is just molded plastic.
it's a fucking Lego set. It's a set of plastic. You could technically 3D print everything you need now to make that Lego set.
And the company wants to die on this hill of protecting the molded plastic instead of just giving it back to the old man. Or cut him a check, damn it.
I don't know, like, well, that was the game plan, was cutting him a check. Like they were inevitably just gonna go set up a GoFundMe. And that itself fucking had people do stuff. That is crazy, in my opinion. That is absolutely insane. And thank you for the subs. We had someone actually sub to me while we were chatting. I just saw that.
Cheers for that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what else to think about that. That is funny as fuck that we
Oh my goodness, man.
It is, right? Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't get. I don't get.
Watch that be their argument. Watch that be the argument in court. Is like, Your Honor, they just really want this plastic. I mean, it's just plastic. I shouldn't have to give the money, right? Watch that be their argument. I will laugh.
Dude, if you, I could see it.
You can see it, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, Your Honor, this is a silly court case. It's a bunch of molded plastic. I shouldn't have to give them any money. Ba ba ba.
I could see it. Holy shit, I could see it. That's scary. I could see that. It really is, and I'm just. How do we put it? How do we put it, boys? Like, how do we put it, people? Chat. Like, just give the guy, like, look, I would have no problem if they would have kept the deal and just given him, like, okay, he wouldn't have got the full price of everything, but at least he would have got something. I think that's more feasible than what they did. And I'm like, why not just do that? Why do this to the family? Like, it's just not cool. It's just wrong. And the legal.
And you're also picking on an old man who's in poor health.
Yep. That's what makes me the most angry about this. And you are picking on an old man. Just like, this is a guy who didn't do anything to anybody. Like, give him his shit back. Okay, come on. Like, again, in the court of public opinion, they've already lost. Now here's the question: like, you got to watch out for the court of public opinion, because that could be a that could work to your advantage, or that could be failure. And I wonder if it's going to work to his advantage. Did I get that? Oh, no, I didn't. So we'll see what happens. But personally, I'm like, guys, just give them their shit back. It's not worth the drama of what's about to happen to you. Because it's not going to be fun when it does. I don't like the game plan. Like, I do like it that he outright said the easy way or the hard way, and this has caused, like, this could kill, like they're even like, hey guys, like, did you see their another thing that came out recently was the company's response?
I did not.
No. Oh, that was an interesting one. So the response was because people leaked it, because people are, again, people in their own corporation are starting to pay attention to the scenario. Also, a really bad thing when you've pissed off the people who are fucking in your fucking corporation are looking at you going, you know.
I still think of that SpongeBob image. Okay, get in, as he points to a coffin. Because if this keeps up, you're gonna be tanking the company.
Yep. If enough people get fed up with you, man, and they start talking, and they're inside your fucking beast, man. You don't want them fucking saying, "Hey, you know what? Fuck these assholes! I can't believe they did that. Fuck them." Because then you have that fun, you have that game plan, and that's when you have your own guys basically selling you out. That never goes well.
Oh no. I still want to know what the philosophy was about trying to sneak this outside of maybe it's a pattern, hypothetically.
It legitimately was a pattern. We actually now have evidence.
Okay, now we have it stamped out as like this is what it is. Throwing it right on the table. They've done this. The skeletons that I mentioned before, yeah.
Yep. This looks very much like a fucking pattern, and it looks like this is something that multiple companies have done. So it isn't just one guy; it's apparently more than one.
You know, speaking of Lego, did I ever tell you the skeleton was actually my favorite Lego minifigure?
I like the Knights and Ninja set, and I also like the Pirates and Ninja set, because there was a Pirates and...
The skeleton Knights are cool.
Yeah, I missed that. I missed that shit. I actually did love the Lego stuff. So we're
it's like collecting... Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, it's like collecting the skeletons, like getting a skeleton army of Legos was the coolest thing when I was a kid, but carry on, good sir, carry on.
Yeah, we're gonna call for tonight. We've gotten a lot done tonight. We got farther than I wanted to get there. See you guys Wednesday, and if you catch me tomorrow at Captain Rum Panda, we'll probably be doing a live stream there. Some more Songs of Conquest. We converted him quite. All right, guys, have yourselves a very, very good night. We'll see you next time on Orc War Chief Reviews. See ya for Space Geeks. Bye.